King of the jungle.
So we just hang out here and wait?
I think that's a yes.
All right.
I think.
Yeah, always mess up, right?
Of ideas, a rebellion,
Huh?
the mundane,
I always mess up.
celebration of the dedicated few.
Hell yeah.
I have to mute her in the future.
See, trying to mute me.
Warning: if you're faint of heart or easily offended, this show is not for you.
I don't give a damn about what you saying, bitch, you in the way. Closed case, my nigga beat the charges like yesterday. In your face, I'ma go hard and make sure you see the cake. Keep the pace, ain't no one fucking with me, this not a race. Doing the shit that I want, I'm never gonna stop, I'm never gonna give in. Making my way to the top, I told you to ride, I told you to get in. Now you can't eat out my pie, it's filled to the top, and I'm about to dig in. You say I was doing you wrong.
Welcome to the Go Road Podcast. I'm Roger Stout. This is Hans Berquist. And our special guest, we have a couple guests tonight. We got one that's going to be a little late, but we have the lovely Dina Stout, Bully Mom, Stack Queen.
Is that the Stack Queen?
The Stack Queen.
No.
Look at her.
Yeah, I was gangster in it.
You were.
Gangster. I feel like a little teddy bear like this.
You were saying you were getting your hoodie on
I'll get
earlier.
You know what? You're right.
You were, and I'm like,
Here it
that
is.
means you're wearing a hoodie.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
You
right.
get your
I got my
hoodie
hoodie on.
and you got your hoodie on.
That's right. What we want to talk about?
FW.
We're gonna talk about some shit.
Oh.
Taco.
Not really. Not really.
What's up? Dina Stout, the goat of the extreme stack off. That's what he said.
Look at that. Because you have goats.
I love my goats.
What's up, Spiel?
FW tapping in. Yeah, tonight we're gonna get in it. What's good?
Everything.
Yo, what's up, Aldwin?
Tonight we're gonna get into we all went to Rumble in the Jungle, and I thought we just kind of cover it because there's a lot of talking on the internet about it, and I know it was our first time. I don't know, Han, had you ever been there before?
No.
I was a Rumble virgin.
That's what we kept calling ourselves all day. Rumble
Yeah.
virgin.
Yeah, and
I am very glad I got to experience it.
For sure. And I think for a person walking in for the first time, and especially kind of strategically how we did, right? Because we decided, hey, we're not going to roll up in there at 7:00 in the morning and wait in line all day. We're going to be wise guys, and we're going to wait, and we'll come in about 10. That way everyone's already in the building. And for parking, that worked pretty good, right? There wasn't much of a line. Like most of the people had gotten, like the early rush was in.
Right. Yeah.
We got there, and parking wasn't bad. Even at 10:00, I don't know. I was not prepared for the amount of people that I witnessed at that show, even at 10:00 in the morning. I don't even know. I should have reached out.
It was controlled chaos.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I should have reached out to June and tried to get a number of how many people actually were there.
Millions.
But
I don't
you
know.
know,
I
the
think
way
realistic.
A lot.
they organized it, what was actually, I think, what made a smoother transition for all of us, because we took the initiative and got VIP booths,
Yes.
which entitled, one vehicle to the VIP
Special
parking.
parking. Yeah.
And if you have a larger dog, I definitely recommend it, because I did see some pictures from the other side of the building, where I believe it was $35 to get in. Still great price to get in for such excitement. I'll say that show had tons to offer.
Right.
But the VIP boothing and parking was absolutely worth it. Not only did we get that, we got gifts, we got fed. I think they had some oxtail. Everybody, they had some cake, and they had you got a drink that came with that. And I thought it. I mean, all in all, I had a good time.
I'm gonna tell you right now, regardless of all the perks of the VIP, right? The parking, the fast pass, the food, the gifts. Put all that aside. If you weren't where we were, that where we were was where all the excitement happened.
Yeah.
Ringside was where everybody was.
Yeah.
So just paying that to get your dogs in the front line was worth it.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you think about the amount of networking that all of us got to. I met so many people that, I came home with little cards, and I'm like, I hope they reach back out to me, because, that was real nice. But let's face it, I'm old. I can't remember everybody. Most likely, I'm going to remember your dog.
But in reality, it's like I said, it's a group, it's a number of people that we've never witnessed at a show before.
Right.
And there are things now that I would say you should probably plan for. I think June had talked about making 2 rings instead of just one, and maybe making a little extra room. The weird part is he had plenty of room for the aisles, but there were so many people just moving through that building that the aisles were just kind of clogged up. And it got to the point where I know Dina and I both, and probably you too, weren't necessarily comfortable with trying to walk our dogs outside to use the bathroom.
No,
because there were so many people. We're not.
As soon as a confirmation category was over, or like a fun show category, the aisle kind of thinned out, and I would grab a dog and race as fast as I can to get him outside and then back in, because once a popular category was going on in the ring, those aisles were jam packed.
Yes, exactly.
But there was a back side door that we found you could get out of easily. But I am so impressed with how, number one, the show host handled things. Like, if somebody complained that the aisles were too packed, he was right on there. Let's tighten this up a little bit. Of course, everybody wanted to see, and I have to give the utmost respect to June, because the show went a little longer than we anticipated. All right. So they get on there and they say, all right, we're going to the parking lot. Not only did we finish the show outside in the streets, but that man literally stood in a circle and was giving people back their money that didn't get to compete in classes. I mean, he was giving them cash on the spot. And no more respect than that. He did not have to do that.
Right.
He did not have to do that. And I thought, man, that's really something,
Right.
Here we're continuing the show. And they was trying to kick us out of there too. We snuck over in another little side of grass. They was trying to kick us out. They didn't know what they was dealing with. But I mean, 7's best extreme outside in the dark on the sidewalk. And I was I was proud. They came up and they interviewed me, and remember I telling you guys, I said, listen, they asked me how I like jungle, and I said, I love jungle. It started in the streets, and we finished it in the streets. I felt like a gangster. Got my gangster on.
What her? She got real.
You know,
She
what's
got
funny
real
is
hoodie.
the last time Dina was on, I said, you have timeline issues. Like, we're trying to talk about, and you like just did jump straight to the end. Like,
Well, I
everybody
just want to
jumped
tell
straight to the
you,
end.
I
But
got respect.
another thing worth commenting on, because you weren't in there 5 seconds and you realized how intense the air conditioning system in that building was.
Right.
It was literally uncomfortably cold when there was nobody in there.
Yeah.
Now, when there was easily 1,000 people, easily, probably more.
Oh, easy.
Oh, there was way more
it was
than that.
it was in the few thousands.
Yeah,
you
it
know,
was insane
at least
how many people were there. And even at its peak, where there was that just colossal amount of people in there, the air conditioner was still perfect. Like, everything was good. We didn't have to do anything additional for the dogs. Everything was, there wasn't really any dog overheating situations. I don't feel like. I think there was probably some dog anxiety situation,
Right.
because people have their dogs and they're at their house, right? And they don't bring them out that much. And then they bring them into an environment like that, where there is
It's
literally
just right.
you pull your dog out of the kennel and pop it out in the aisle, and then someone else is going to come and stack their dog right up, and the next thing you know, you got a stack off right in front of your booth.
Right in front of your
And
booth.
there will be 100 people standing around watching it and videoing it live. So
Right.
you really have to prepare your dog for that type of pressure. You know what I mean? Like, they get anxiety with that many people around, I think.
Yeah, especially with the yelling too.
Well,
You
what
know,
was
the
nice?
excitement, the cheering, the clapping,
The other thing that was really super impressive to me is that they literally set up tables for people to do their own stack offs on the table, separate from that. It was down further. They could go down there and do what they wanted all day long. All day long, they could stack, and there was no issues. I thought it went really smooth. Really smooth.
Yeah, it was. I think it was a prepared thing. Just like Philip put here. They've been trying to get the Cowboy stamina up. But if the dog was prepared for it, all of 23, 7 did stack off after stack off, and he was used to having that kind of people in front of him, so he didn't really stress out bad. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But there were dogs there that definitely, stressed out because of that. They blamed it on heat. Like, that building was rigid.
Even if your dog is accustomed to shows, that was a different environment.
Yes.
Even your more popular shows, that was a whole nother level of dog show.
There were so many different types of dogs. Right. I had never seen I think they call it a large rope Frenchie. Yeah. I'd never seen one of those. Yeah. Never. But I think it gave people who really don't have a place to take a production or, a dog that they're proud of. I think that's that's a place where you can come and everybody's sort of, everybody's pretty much like-minded. It was, where else would I go and get a hold of fox and a monkey and a great
I was about to say. I'm
pretty sure that man with the monkey thought I was a stalker.
Yeah.
Well, you kind of are.
Yeah, I stalked him hard.
And the weird part was it's a dog show. It's called Rumble in the Jungle. It's not American.
The jungle has all types of animals.
Yes, it has all kinds. So you were I saw people complaining online. Oh, they had snakes and monkeys and shit. And I'm like, what's wrong with that? Like, that was
great.
I thought it was awesome. They could be different if they were throwing the snakes in a ring with the dog.
And that's something that June's always expressed. It's not just a dog show. It's a networking and promotion show. Yeah. You open the doors and avenues to new things, right? People experience new things. Like I'm sure Dina's never wanted a monkey more than now after she got to play with one,
Oh,
like
no, that thing, she was trying to get me. Did you see
she's
pictures?
trying to get
I'm
you.
like, well, she was so attached to her owner.
Yeah.
Like, he's like, okay, I'm going to put her on you and then I'm going to run. I thought, oh gosh. Okay, put her over here. And then she was like, ah. I mean, she was I felt bad. She was upset, but I did get to hold her.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that. I'm going to hug you and squeeze you till you make a look. Yeah. No, I mean, I thought, man, I'll tell you what, it was so cold in there. Blake was back there with me.
I
We were
know.
covering up with a tablecloth.
That's right.
But it was perfect temperature for those dogs.
For dogs, yeah, absolutely.
Perfect temperature.
So Dina's back.
Hi.
What's up?
I did hear that they ran out of tickets and some people were not happy about that. But I mean, we had a lot of time to purchase tickets.
Right.
He had that up for a long time.
And it was, it wasn't like you had the opportunity to see if there were tickets available before you showed up.
Right.
Because everything was online, right?
Yeah.
You did it online, and that's, you got to be prepared when he says this is the biggest dog show in the world. Like he wasn't lying. He wasn't lying.
No.
Yeah, we were
wasn't lying.
prepared. Now, Jack did bring up an interesting point because they sold those bands that were supposed to be for the dog. I think 99% of people did not put them physically on their dog.
You
put them on their collar or on the lead. Yeah. So that did lead to an interesting situation because, if you put it on the lead, it's pretty easy just to swap the lead to another dog and then bring another dog in. So I don't know if that's something he'll address later in the future.
You get so many dogs with
the bearded man himself.
That's right.
What's up?
Oh, what you doing?
What you doing?
Tapping in.
What you doing over there in that blue? You look bright.
Late to the party.
You shine bright like a diamond right now.
I got.
He's part Avatar.
Look how blue that blue is.
Let me block
it.
You trying to make us look bad?
You got the Smurf light on or something.
Got the Smurf light on. How come I don't
We
have a
appreciate you,
Smurf light?
Furman.
CF Chino says, hey, Dina, congratulations on 7 winning at the jungle.
Thank you.
It's a beautiful thing.
And Derek said, you can never make everyone happy. There will always be someone that has something negative to say about anything and everything. And this is true. This is really true. You can try your best, but everything, if anything, I would say everything was way more than I expected it to be. Even we went over to set up the night before and the audio system was ridiculous. It was so freaking loud. I could not believe how much of an audio system they had there. Like if they needed to drown your ass out, you were getting drowned out.
Yeah,
it was loud.
But it wasn't loud the day of the show.
They did turn it down a little bit.
It was a comfortable. You could hear everything.
The night they
Which I appreciate because the speaker was pointed directly at our booth.
I know.
Directly at our booth.
I know. Brad, did you have a good time?
I did. I had a blast.
What do you think? What's your thoughts on this?
On the jungle? What? Did I miss something before I jumped on?
No,
we were talking about how it was good time.
Just kind of like we were going in and what we thought of like the air conditioning and like, just the general vibe of the show.
Yeah, it was amazing for the amount of people that was in there, like the body heat and everything else. And the fact that they was able to keep that building at a set temperature all day. It was, I liked everything. There wasn't much I could complain about.
Yeah, this is true. And honestly, if you were there and your dog didn't get some kind of attention, you were just doing it wrong because there were stack offs popping off everywhere in the middle of the aisle, just you name it, in front of people.
They were outside.
Yeah, like you literally could have walked your dog around and been in a stack off in 10 seconds with 100 people live streaming it right there.
And it's funny because you could have your dog and then someone's like, hey, I really like your dog. I want to get a picture. and then you're stacking your dogs next to each other, and someone else is like, "Oh, those are nice dogs. I want to get a picture too," and then it just turns into a stack off.
Yeah.
You know, that's how fast it just evolved.
It was fun though. I mean, when you got your dog out, you stayed out for a while. Eventually, I was like, listen, Seven gonna have to take a little nappy nap.
Right.
He ain't lying. That is a huge venue. I don't know how many square feet that is. It's ridiculously huge.
Yeah, I know Juke posted a picture the next day, or no, he was on live. And
yeah, I saw that.
It said like total capacity, like 5,400 or 5,800 or something. And I was thinking in my mind, like we was over that.
Oh, I'm pretty sure.
We
said, I hope Fire Marshal don't show up today.
Yeah, I was like, we were definitely over that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, and that's why he cut, tickets.
Right.
Yeah.
That's why you don't wait for an event like that. You don't wait the day of to set your plan, get your tickets. Yeah, you may run the risk of, losing money. Say something abrupt happens and you got to cancel your plans. But showing up with everything you got and being denied entrance, I feel is worse.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Well, Johnson said 6,500 people for sure.
Oh, I mean, I don't think that place
Easy.
was, and even like when okay, so there were large groups of people in the crowds, okay, but I never ran into where I was trying to get through and anybody was rude or everybody was very kind. Excuse me. I mean, it was just, honestly, altogether an amazing experience.
Right.
So you yourself being a woman and you were walking around by yourself.
Yeah.
Nothing. You never felt uncomfortable in any way. Everyone was friendly to you. Yeah.
Everybody. And I mean everybody.
Too.
People, and people always want to segregate, I have this kind of dog or I had that kind of dog. There was none of that.
No.
Everybody loved each other's dogs. Everybody loved each other. It was
well, that's a valid point as far as that was kind of a no judgment zone, right? If you had an exotic, then you had an exotic. And if you had a bully, you had a bully. And if you wanted to see exotics, you went over on this side of the building. Majority of the exotic people were over there, and it was just one right after another. And then you had bullies over here, and they were kind of mixed too, I guess. But
everybody was mixed.
Like they all ended up sort of in the same area. And then the VIP had their own people in it, and like you could just walk around and literally see whatever you wanted to see. So if a particular style of dog was just in your lane, you could find it there.
Oh,
what was that? A Tibetan Mastiff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, we saw that.
Right.
A little snuggly thing.
Just sit in your booth long enough, you're going to see all of that walk by.
Oh, it was a very friendly environment.
Did you guys go to concession? I saw it.
Yeah,
they had a line all day.
We
went and got you a drink. That may be something they could, maybe add 2 concession stands, because you did stand there to try to get your drink for a long time, but that's not really the show host really doesn't have control of that. I'm sure the venues you have to use our concession, but maybe they could open up so people aren't waiting so long, missing a lot, or you just send one person and bring back 15 drinks. But
we did. I think Carlos stood in line for like an hour, and then once
I did too, and my good friend there motioned me up with him. I was like, "Thank you. I'm gonna be here all day. I'm dehydrated."
Derek said he paid to cut the concession line,
and they had.
Oh my gosh!
They had
thinking.
Open at the concession. They had 4 registers and 2 different lines, but I mean, it was just there was so many people.
Yeah, absolutely. Another thing I thought was cool, and I know that I saw on a live, June said he had to stop it, but those fellas playing the dice, I thought that was as cool as it could be. I've never seen anything like that before.
Yeah.
See, Jonathan, he said, "I got you, Dina." He let me up there. He's waving me down.
I mean,
but that was cool. I thought that was awesome.
It was fine, but not right where. I mean, our booths were a very high traffic area.
Yeah,
extremely. It was the corner of the top of the ring, you know, and the dogs that we had in those booths they wanted, they were wanting to be seen, right? People wanted to see these dogs.
Right.
And just the traffic flowing back and forth. So for them to do that where, in a high traffic area, it was causing congestion.
Yeah.
Look,
They
I
did
don't know who
move.
you're kidding. Brad and I went over and tried to join. I don't think they wanted to let us play.
I think that's the only reason June stopped it was the location.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they actually went back around the corner and started playing
Which,
again.
yeah, it's just fine.
Brad and I was trying to get the rules. We was going to put. I'm saying, well, I never seen anybody pick up $20 bills so fast in my whole life.
Oh, I
I knew that if you got a 7, you got to pick up that money.
Well.
I figured that much out in the time I was there.
So
Seven's a lucky number. Seven's a good number.
let's talk about the show itself, like what was going on in the ring. They started because we didn't really do any. We did a couple fun show things with Seven, like went out for Most Extreme and stuff like that. But so they had an actual confirmation show, correct? Yep. Okay. And what classes was that? Was it American Bully? There was an exotic. Everything. So literally
Frenchies, Bulldogs, American Bullies, exotics. They were determined by age group. You had your extreme classes.
Right.
Your micro American Bully. It was catered
Debbie
to.
went out there and held her own.
Yeah, little Debbie, she took best micro female.
Yes, she did.
Brad, what's that dog's name you brought with that nice head?
Oh, Funko.
Yeah. Funko, little Debbie, Cowboy.
Oh, okay.
And one thing I noticed that June changed. So when we went to 4.0, it was like, so in the American Bully class, you had pocket males, pocket females. They didn't have age groups.
Okay.
So those groups were pretty big at 4.0. So I noticed when I filled out the paperwork, he did change it on this one and actually put age groups.
Right.
So there was, even with age groups, there was a lot of dogs in each one of them classes.
Right. And I think the breakdown was a little different, right? Because let's see. Yeah. So that was like, he was saying something here about it, 7-11 and then 12 months and up.
Yeah.
And so to do a 1 to 2 class, so what it would be basically like every other registry, what they do up to a year old is all kind of stuck together. Yep. And then 1 to 2 is all stuck together and 2 to 3 is all stuck together. So that may be beneficial.
Brad, did you feel like it was better that way?
I did. I did, and especially this time because there were definitely a lot more bullies than what we, a lot. Mm-hmm. So I think if they wouldn't have done them age classifications, there would have been too many dogs to put in the ring at one time.
Yeah.
Right.
Because during the fun show, they had that come up quite a bit. Like they had so many dogs. That was a big ring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was full.
Yeah, they had dogs all the way around it, and they had to stop people at the gate from coming in. So they had to do an elimination round, get all the winners inside, and then bring a whole nother ring full. So that was
right.
Yeah. And so because when Dina went out to help judge the best golden child.
Yeah.
And it was literally 3/4 of the ring all the way around.
Yeah.
For golden child kids.
And they were side by side. They were packed together.
Oh yeah.
They were packed together. So
I can tell you this. I don't ever want the job of a judge again.
Right.
Because every freaking dog that's out there is beautiful. Like you can't make. I can't do that. I love you all. Everybody win. Give me all the trophies on the table. Show's over.
Handing them out.
Yep. They never let me judge again.
Yeah.
That's too much pressure. I can.
Yeah.
There were a lot of beautiful dogs that day.
There was
a lot.
Absolutely.
And the variety of beautiful dogs,
Right.
But
right.
I think, someone had. Oh, there he is.
I'm not an exotic guy.
Yeah.
And after I left there, I called my kennel partner Crean last night, and I was like, I said, I'm getting ready to be in the market for micro exotic. I need, after seeing them on the tables, like it's a whole different experience. Those micro exotics,
Right.
they get them on the table, and I mean they're like little statues.
Oh, they're so cute.
I gotta have one.
Man, if I got me one of those, I could take it everywhere.
He's gonna mount it on his shoulder and walk around like a parrot.
I would.
Don't be everywhere.
I mean, they're so stinking cute.
Yeah.
Their little faces. I'm like, oh, I'll take 10. I'll take 10.
I'm good with just one for now. Let me see how I like them.
No, you go and get you 10 so I can come over and visit.
Oh my god.
It's for the baby.
It's for the baby.
Baby size ones.
They're like a teacup variety of bullies.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you right now,
Yeah.
I saw some exotics there that blew my mind.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's son of a gun, right? I mean, like, shush, that's cute.
A lot of them exotic breeders have come a long way. I mean,
Mhm.
cleanliness, the extremeness of some of them exotics is really.
I think for me it was the functionality aspect, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can't, for me, you can't call it a dog unless it functions like a dog.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, movement, being able to walk and jump and run, and you know, if your dog has very limited mobility, and it has to be carried everywhere, I mean, that's something different to me.
Yep.
You know.
It's true.
You know,
The truth.
somebody said their cleanliness. That's another thing that I was very impressed with. The cleanliness. Like, okay, everybody knows Seven gets out of his thing, walks 3 feet, and he pees. And I'm very
Yeah.
I know it. I don't care if he's been out to the bathroom 45 times. He gonna get out of there and he gonna pee. And by the time he would pee, one of them cleanup people would be right there. I mean, right there.
June's
And I'm
got,
like, no,
Yeah.
I'll get it. I'll get it. You know, my dog did that. And they're like, no.
June said on the mic several times, if you leave your shit behind, we're going to kick your ass out of here.
Right.
Well, I'm
But on
telling
top of that, though, he had that cleanup crew.
wow.
And they
were
did a
fantastic.
hell of a job.
Exactly. They were
Hell of a
all
job.
throughout the building all day.
They were
Yeah.
and they were kind about it. You
They
know?
were the hardest working people in that building.
Yes, they were.
Shitty job for sure.
Yeah.
But you know, they
Yeah.
smiled and they were so kind about it.
people that weren't out don't understand the amount of that like happens so quickly with that many dogs. And if you got a group of 20 people, they're all standing around talking. 10 of them got dogs on a leash. They're not looking behind them at their dogs. So I mean, I seen it.
Yeah.
If you dog would go to the bathroom, and before the owner even seen it, that cleanup crew was like right behind them picking it up.
They were fabulous.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, and
Yeah.
you know, a lot of times you'll go to shows and like the trash cans are overflowing. And there's nowhere to put the trash. The trash can was always like nice. I could put stuff in the garbage. Just a lot of attention to detail, I feel.
Yeah.
Good job, Brad.
Yes, I did. I picked up one pile.
You go, Brad Pooper.
I know, because our area was such high traffic. We were yelling at people like, "Don't move, don't step, watch out!" And then somebody will run out there and grab it, and like
That dude, I feel like he was like
Yeah.
ready to hit me. Like I ran up there yelling. I'm like, "Whoa, don't move!"
Oh, yeah. That was the guy you reached out and stopped him.
Yeah, like I reached
Yeah.
out
Step right in it.
me like, "Whoa!" I was
yeah,
like, "Ground." He's like, "Oh my god, thank you."
shit,
So
bro.
Yeah.
here's the question, and people in the comment, we've got about 71 people right now, so anybody can jump in the comments and answer this too. So what is the formula? How did that show get so big so quick? I mean, we're talking, this is the 5th version of it, and it is crazy.
I think it is. It's a no judgment zone. If it were me now, Brad, I'm Rumble Virgin. Well, not anymore. I'm seasoned now.
Season now.
But
Yeah.
Brad, how do you feel?
I've only been to 2.
Okay, that makes you not a virgin. Okay.
I feel. I mean, it all boils down to June. Like the way he promotes, the way he doesn't.
Yep.
He does. June's a non-judgmental person. He doesn't get into all the bullshit. He's I don't know. He promotes for everybody. Like he promotes for the bullies. He promotes for the Frenchies. He promotes for the exotics. This show he brought in, you know, the Rottweilers, the Cane Corsos. I mean, he just pushes it, and I think people kind of flock to that. They know that's a place they can go, and they can bring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course, those dogs were so big.
Yeah.
Oh my God, they're huge.
Yeah,
Huge.
I think one of the key factors to at least the amount of people that showed up, and for me, it's my least favorite factor. It's in Texas.
Yeah, but
It's in Texas.
we've been to other
Yeah.
shows in Texas that I didn't see that variety
Right.
of dogs at. And I think it's because, you know, you have different registries or whatnot. But I mean, I think it's a good thing. Like, you know, he only doing one a year, and he puts his everything into that.
Yeah.
You can tell everything has been touched.
Yeah.
Everything has been touched down to the hardware, the cleanliness, the way you get in and out. We got this side for you to come in. You know, if you don't want to spend the money, you got this side to come in. If you want to come in this way. It just seemed like everything had been touched.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And he builds on the show. Builds on
Right.
Notice something needs changed, he changes it on the show.
Well, he was even like on there the next day going, you know, we're going to make some changes. You know, maybe I need 2 rings.
Yeah.
You know, already, we're not talking like less than 24 hours after that poor man had been drugged every which way. You know, he's already thinking about next year's show.
Yeah, he was tired.
Yeah.
Oh, it had to be.
For
Had to be.
And for sure, Jonathan said something about his crew, and there's no doubt about that. Like, yeah, everyone was there. They knew what they were supposed to do. Even the security people were not giving up on me walking through the door unless they saw that damn armband. They wasn't playing.
They were.
Right.
She stopped.
Or on your dog.
That's
Or on your dog.
Right.
She was not playing. So yeah, I mean that's and then I wonder. Okay, so we go to bully only shows, right? And let's just take a typical confirmation show that we may go to at a registry per se.
That bullies and Frenchies
Yeah, so it's just limited to bullies and Frenchies,
and oldies.
and there's a certain. I guess we go back to the no judgment zone kind of situation, right? So there's people, a lot of people are not going to go to a dog show if their dog's going to end up on Facebook and some asshole talking shit on their dog, pictures and all this nasty stuff that we've had to deal with in the past from certain people. Then you go there and it's like, we don't care what you got, bring it, you know? And we're going to network, and I'm going to show you my dog, and you're going to show me your dog, and I'm going to see what I like about your dog. And you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a completely different vibe. There was no, now I'm sure there were probably people that I did see some people that got online. They were complaining about stuff. I don't know if I saw anything particularly about dogs necessarily, but you know, there were people complaining about this or that or something, you know, happened or
Any complaints I saw were to no fault of the show host.
right.
You know, none. No fault of the show host.
Yeah.
You know, if I had one recommendation, it would be that, like, you know, at Disney World, you got the stroller parking. I think we need to have a cart parking area, because if you look at my old legs right now from them little wagons, okay,
Yep.
I'm like, I got wagon legs right now, and they don't know. It's not that, you know, it was ever intentional. Just, you know, you're pulling around your wagon and they get you.
Yeah.
Get you. And I'm like, maybe we could get a wagon parking area, because it was kind of hard to get up there to see even the ring, you know, for the wagons.
Right.
Parts.
Yeah. Next show, Dina's gonna have foam paddings on her legs.
I'm coming in with knee pads. Some of them things they wear during hockey or soccer or whatever.
Yeah.
Shin guards.
You guys watching, if you would do me a favor, just hit the like button and give this show a share real quick. Let's get it out and get some more people watching.
Because y'all know me, I don't stay in the booth. I'm a mover and a shaker. I want to talk.
Oh yeah, she wants to pet everybody's dog.
Yeah,
I think she does literally go down booth to booth to booth, sticks her head in there, walks inside their booth. That's a dog, and then moves on to the next.
I was seriously in so many people's booths. They're like, "Who is this crazy lady?" I'm like, "What is that? Can I hold it?
That's one.
Please, a little bit."
You can walk around the entire time and try to see every single dog.
No.
Single-
Yeah.
You're not going to.
You're
Yeah.
gonna. That's. I mean, that's.
No, I mean, there were so. I mean,
Wait here.
there were so many like nice dogs, nice people.
Who's got the fight?
It was.
Is that you, Dana?
Yeah, me.
Oh, okay.
Are you
I was
fighting?
like, somebody fighting. Yeah, I mean, it was, and because I sat there just looking at the crowds, and I was like, okay, we can attest like some of the attendance to people that were coming to see exotics, right? Because maybe at your typical show, your registry show, maybe those dogs wouldn't have been there. So there's a percentage there, but I think a lot of it, like a couple people had mentioned in the comments, was just promoting and how good June is at promoting his show.
Mm.
You just get the word
Right.
out, because the vast majority of people there were not showgoers. They were there to watch. They paid to get in to watch and see what they could see. They didn't come there to show a dog, and that was getting asses in the seats is what matters.
Mhm.
And
Oh, yeah.
Could you imagine if we got to see every dog that was there?
I mean, I had a list of dogs that I needed to see in person,
Mhm.
and I couldn't find them because they were busy. They were out, they were on the stack stage, or they're in the ring, or I'm trying to find their booth, and
Yeah.
they're busy promoting their dog or networking or whatever. There was a handful of dogs that I really wanted to see, and I only got to see a couple.
Yep.
Yeah.
But
well, and that we were in a situation where, like, you guys saw what we were kind of doing. Like, we pull 7 out and show somebody, and let them stack him and look at him or whatever, and we put him away. And then so many times of pulling him out, putting him away, put him out, put away. The dog
gets tired.
He starts getting tired. He starts getting irritated
Yep.
because he's
Well,
getting.
Han was doing the same thing with Cowboy.
Yeah. So we
and-
had to
Yeah.
eventually get to the point where we're just like, hey, I'm sorry if you come back in 30 minutes, we'll get him out, but we just want to give him a little bit of a break.
But
Right.
I mean, that is, it's so exciting that you have that many people there.
Right.
I couldn't have done that networking in 10 shows with that many people. Different,
Right.
not really, showgoers per se.
Hmm.
I don't know. I had a good time. That's what I can tell you. I had a good time.
Had a good time. Yeah. And we all did. The worst part about that whole experience was the drive. That literally was.
Are you
The
all
worst part.
kidding me? Y'all rode in a bus.
And that was the worst part.
And that was the worst part about it.
Trust me,
Yeah.
there was no sleeping.
The show went off without a hitch. The amount of people and foot traffic and exposure your dogs got, it was a success.
Right.
Yeah.
But just getting to and from Dallas was a mission.
I
You know,
thought it was great. Roger drove the whole way. I got to go to Buc-ee's twice. Twice.
Who
Right.
wrote the
Got my
mid-
picture with Bucky, and I got stickers.
And I got
Oh,
stickers
there, yeah. That's the one.
and some cherry maple beef jerky.
I got some of that. That's Seven loves that. I give him some too.
Yeah, thanks, Brad.
That's a stack treat.
That was a good picture.
Yeah, that's a good picture. Yeah,
You was the bus monitor.
that right there is proof of why my shoulder hurts. Shoulder and neck.
Oh my
And told him you
god!
need a countdown timer. 7 will come out in 5, 4, 3, 2.
Yeah,
Top
That's
one.
funny.
it was. I don't know. I guess all in all, it was a really good experience. I'm glad that I got to experience it. I mean, when I first got there, I ain't gonna lie to nobody. I was like, I don't know if Rumble's for me.
Yeah.
Woo!
So Hannah
There's a lot of
No.
people here.
Hannah brought up a question about how long it go till, and basically it
They
went
kicked
till
us out.
until the organizer said, "Hey, show's over, get out." And even at then, what did most organizers would have said? sorry guys, show's over. But what did they say? They said, go outside. We're going to finish it in the yard.
Yeah.
You know
Right.
what I mean? So
That was awesome.
it was, and it was kind of that old school dog show feel where everyone out in the parking lot stacked their dogs up.
Look, they even tried to kick us out the parking lot. That little feller, they sent one little guy out there. I thought, oh, this boy don't know what he's done, got himself into. He said, y'all got to go. And they were like, who are you? I was like, well, they're about to chew him up and spit him out.
They said it ended completely at 11 p.m. Was that including the outside festivities?
I don't know.
Or did
I
it
don't
end
know.
on the inside at 11?
Yeah, I don't know. I think when we went outside, I did a couple of shows, and I thought it was 11 when we left, and they were still showing. They moved farther out the parking.
Okay.
Yeah, we moved further out in the yard.
Yeah. So in that situation, I mean, he had allotted so much time. So
Yeah.
I mean, what do you guys think? Where did that? I'm not sure he's going to pivot. You know what I mean? That's one thing June's really good at. He said, okay, there's something that went bad. How do we fix that next year? I think the stack off until you move thing was probably part of it, because you had like 2 Frenchies that
3.
would not move for like 35 minutes. They just stood there.
That was impressive.
Yeah. And I think that probably took longer than I expected. I wonder if the breaking it down into age categories was another thing that probably extended the time a little bit. And he probably, didn't initially calculate that, because you said that was something new.
But they even tried to when June noticed that was going on. If you notice, they had one show going on over here in the ring, and one show going on over here. So they tried to adjust it. I mean, like, he was so on it, he was already trying to adjust that.
He was adjusting fly.
Yeah.
I mean, just that fast. He was on it, amongst handling all the people, all the dogs, all the everything. He was on that, trying to adjust it.
Exactly.
So, I mean, who honestly thinks that dogs are going to stand there for like 30, 35 minutes?
Right.
I can't even get my husband to stand there for 35 minutes, let alone my dog.
Yep. That was time.
I thought that was the coolest thing ever. Those little dogs just stood right there. They were not moving. I had a baby.
But who was that? Yeah, 2 different rings. Ed, I agree. I think, and that's probably something he will implement, I imagine, next year.
Yeah, he would.
Then you can 2 things going.
Yeah. Because you could do opposite breeds, right?
Well, you could even do the sanction show here and the fun show here
Simultaneously.
Yeah.
Yes, but you'll run the risk of certain handlers that are handling certain dogs, right? I mean, and that goes for even doing different breeds, right? There's always got to be a balance. It's very hard to fine tune something that it's constantly going to contradict itself, right?
Right.
Now,
Especially when you have handlers that are handling multiple dogs,
Right.
multiple breeds.
Mhm.
They're supposed to be in 4 different places at once, and how do you combat that, right?
Right. Absolutely.
That was a funny comment, and he said,
You're going to jail.
Said when he is going to do 2 rings, but it's not really going to be 2 separate rings. It's going to be basically the trophy table is going to divide.
Oh, okay.
And he said that way, if showing a dog and they call the category in the next ring, say, hey, I'm going to be right over.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kind of making
sense. Because at one point they were actually running 2 at one time, weren't they? There were dogs on the left side of the ring, dogs on the right side of the ring, and they were 2 different things going on at once.
Yeah.
So they were just trying to make things up.
I'm gonna tell you what, it's a lot of work.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was just 1 ring, Hannah. It was a big one. That was a big.
Oh, sorry, naked cat. They had the big ring, and then down on the other end, they literally set up 2 tables, like a table and then a table in front of a table, so people couldn't get in the faces of the dogs that were stacking off.
Yeah.
Which I thought was all because when 7's stacking, he always does better if you don't have all those people right there.
Mhm.
And I thought that was well thought out.
Yeah, it was a
Yeah.
long stack table too. It was-
Real long. And yeah, I didn't hear any commotion from down there. Nothing.
No.
It just seemed like everything went better and
They didn't
smooth.
want to go to jail.
I think there was
Going
like
to jail.
one
You're going to
exotic
jail.
one exotic on the stack table that made it to Facebook because he was trying to snatch every other dog that came
Oh,
near
that
him.
was so cute.
He
that
was
dog
a spicy little fucker.
was fast.
Hey,
Like,
if you hold your dog up like this, spinning around,
You're going to jail.
going to jail. Like, I mean, that's so catchy. He needs to use that every year. You go
Yeah.
to jail. Okay, you come here.
If
You
you
gonna fight,
rumble
you gonna
in the
go to jail.
jungle, you might be going to jail.
And that was another thing that boils down to his shows being so busy. Like, you know, there's not many places you can have 6,000 people where most of them have had some kind of altercation or argument with somebody at some point on Facebook, and then they all come together in that building and they just know this is not where you want to mess around.
I felt like it was
Right.
a super kid-friendly environment.
Oh yeah,
You know,
I mean,
I really did. Like, we had multiple
It's-
kids coming up to our booth and hanging out. And
right.
yeah, I felt like it was very kid-friendly.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I didn't really. I think we walked down by the stack tables one
Before
time.
before it all started.
Yeah, there wasn't anybody down there when we went down there, but
Yeah, before
obviously
it
you
all
saw the
started.
videos. It definitely popped off down there. They definitely got to working,
yeah.
but we just weren't. We weren't there. But that was the other thing is you can go there as a bully owner, and you're really kind of just staying in your lane, right? There's
Right.
just you and your bullies, and you wouldn't even know the exotics were there unless you went looking for them.
Yeah.
Right. Because it just seemed like all the bully people kind of gathered in one place. There was just stack offs going off everywhere in the aisles. And that was a weird.
I
That was,
must have been looking for them because they was some daggone cute ones.
yeah. Well, that was
Oh,
the
yeah.
interesting part is like, you know, there was a crowd of people and you could hardly walk by, right? You could hardly walk by between a booth and all the people. But if you pulled a dog out of your kennel and walked him out in the ring, the whole crowd would move back. You know,
Yeah,
they knew what was
right.
about to go down, you know, so they made room. So
Yeah, the crowd was good. The host was good. The food was good.
The holding area, I liked that idea. That was a good.
Yeah, and you
I feel
know,
like-
I noticed some people kept getting in the holding area, and he would get right on that microphone. Hey, you got to clean that. You got to clear it out. You got to clear it out. People trying to get through here.
as
So,
June said that he did, he put different breeds on different sides of the buildings, unless it wasn't, there wasn't any more booths left.
June, hats
Oh,
off.
Yeah,
Great
Yeah.
show.
really.
Thought out.
Congratulations, June.
All the exotics, you know, they was down there by that long stack table, and I don't know how long
Right.
that was. What, probably 50 foot long.
It was long as shit.
long.
So he had it planned
Yeah.
out. No matter how many exotics are here, if they all stack up together on the table, there's room for you to do that.
Oh yeah, which is, you know what, and people weren't pulling all their tables together like it was already thought. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Here's your place. So nobody got loud or rowdy or any of that. You know, I gave you your place. Here you go.
Right.
I mean, I didn't talk to one person who was unhappy.
Yeah.
But man, I will never forget. Never forget, outside, June standing there, getting in his pocket and giving people back cash money.
Yeah.
There's no more respect in that. I was just
Right.
like, man, that's unbelievable that you're doing that.
Right.
I mean, you look at the majority of these dog show flyers, and what's one thing that always stands out?
Refunds.
Absolutely no refunds.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Remember when they
big salute to June.
You remember it used to be a couple shows they would call the class like 3 times, and if you didn't show up, they'd be like, "Thanks for
Thank
the
you for
donation."
Thanks for your tip.
And I'm
Yeah.
like, "What? No, we shouldn't say that."
No, but I mean that really stood out in my mind.
But that's standing on good business. You know
Absolutely.
what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
As much as he had been through that day. Now,
Right.
let's not say that day. The months leading up to putting on this show. And you still got enough sense to, you know, okay, these people want back their money. I'm going to get in my pocket and give them back their cash money right now.
It was
Blew
amazing.
me away.
If somebody had anything
Right.
to complain about, then they were really, really looking for a reason.
Yeah.
Like, you had to go full intention of finding something to complain about.
Right.
I had a blast.
I mean, that's fair because everything, we have major concerns when we go to any show, and it's always the same stuff.
Right.
What's the temperature going to be in the building?
That's the biggest.
You want us to build an American Bully. You want it to be as big and bully as it can be, and then you're going to bring us into a building that's 75 degrees inside, right? And expect that this dog, they don't have that heat. Back when they were pit bulls or slightly bigger than pit bulls, yeah, they could deal with that kind of heat. But now we're building a bigger and bigger and heavier dog, and they just can't deal with all that heat, especially moving them around, pulling them in and out of kennels, running around in circles, and just doing all kind of stuff. So heat is always a concern. And I know there's been a couple of shows Dina and I were at, and we brought our fans, and we kept the dogs cool, but we said we're not going back that show.
Right.
Well, there's been a couple times I've
Right.
put the dogs in the van.
Yeah.
I'm just not going to risk it.
And you multiply that with the loudness and the frantic people constantly walking by, dogs barking, squeezing in and out of aisleways in your booth. You add that level of anxiety plus a warm temperature, you're looking for disaster.
Listen, I ain't gonna lie, I had to turn the fan off the dogs.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, my dogs are gonna freeze to death.
Yeah.
I mean, that for us, that's like, another thing touched.
Let's
Right.
clean this up for a second.
Yeah.
And I love that June is all about the kids. So let's talk about exactly what was going on, because I was listening, but I wasn't 100% sure. I know June had put some money up to give to the kids for the junior handlers.
And then a few other kennels came out of their pocket
And he
added,
just said, hey,
added huge to the pot.
yeah, if anybody else wants to put in some money, let's put some money in. Let's cough some money up.
Yeah.
You guys are making money selling
don't know if
dogs,
you know
whatever
we
you do.
did.
Yeah.
I think the every kid in there
Left with money.
at least got $50. At
Yeah.
least got $50.
Because it was, I think by the time it was all said and done, the money that June or the show that put in, plus the breeders that had done donating, they had like $5,000
Yeah.
For the
to
kids.
give all these kids,
For the kids, yeah.
which was crazy. That was
And
crazy.
that's the future. That's the future of this. So
Right.
they absolutely need to keep the kids hyped and excited about it.
Yeah. Keep them
I'm
invested.
you give me
Yeah.
$50.
Kids got $60 each.
Oh, $60 each.
That's fabulous.
Yeah.
That
And
they
and
have to
a
have
lot
a
of
good
them
time.
could have been first timers,
Yep.
in the ring, and that added to the addiction of dog shows for that child. It gave them a platform. It gave them an activity outside of their normal school, something building a passion. I think that's wonderful.
What's June say there? $5,500.
61
61 kids. That's
Ford got 50.
crazy.
Everyone else got 60.
Yeah.
that's crazy. Absolutely crazy.
That's pretty damn cool. It's pretty
Yeah.
damn cool. And it was cool to see the community step up too. It was just like, hey, we'll just we're going to put some money in it too. Everyone started.
I know. I saw kids walking around with candy bars for sale.
You were
And,
chasing them down. Who you
Oh
kidding?
yeah, I was chasing them down. I was like, hey, hold on. So then I finally caught up to him, like, all right, what do you got? What do you got for sale? Oh, candy bars. I was like, cool, I'll take all of them. Whatever you got left. I think it was like 10 left. I'm like, here you go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, you came back handing candy bars to everyone.
Enjoy the dog show. Your job is done.
Yeah.
Good on there.
Yeah, it was great.
Before I jump off, I just want to say, love y'all. Make jungle what it is. I'm making adjustments to get the timing down. We appreciate you, June.
Oh yeah, we know.
That
We know
timing
you
ain't
will.
no big issue. Let's go to the streets.
It was our first time, and honestly, I could say I was completely impressed. I really was.
Yeah.
The amount of people that you're able to generate in there and keep all that organized and under control, super impressive.
Right. Highly impressive, yeah.
We appreciate you stopping in and chatting with us for a minute.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Love the shows.
For sure. For sure.
That was really amazing to see the amount of people in that building.
Yeah.
It was a
I
whole
think
know,
it probably had, with that size of it, just to see the massive amount of people that were there, it probably had, I would imagine, some other show organizers questioning themselves, like, okay, how the hell is he doing
how
that?
do I do this?
Yeah,
Right?
how do I do that? You know, because it was literally crazy. I want to let me see if I can find.
And that's why I think June needs to do a rumble in
A what?
the Midwest.
That'd be a turnout.
Hey,
that
I got
would be a
this
turnout.
what's that called? Fludel?
The Fludel.
I got to see one there. I never seen one of those.
Yeah.
What's
I
that?
see-
Frenchie poodle.
I don't know. It's a fuzzy little Frenchie. Fuzzy everywhere.
It had curly poodle hair.
Yeah,
I got to see a naked Frenchie.
I
Did
didn't.
I mention I got to hold a monkey?
I seen the picture.
Yes. Yeah.
Maybe we get a line next year.
Did you grab
let's
a
step
snake?
this up.
Did
No, I
you?
didn't.
Did you?
Let
Why
me
not?
tell you though, there's this guy who got 2 snakes. He had wrapped around his arm. He was walking through and he forgot something. Must have. He turned around, ran right into me. Had them 2 snakes on his arm. I was like, whoa. I wasn't prepared.
So you don't want to cuddle with a snake?
I mean, if it, like,
Oh, sorry.
A fuzzy snake.
maybe. Yeah, I don't know. I wasn't prepared. If I'd have been what was that thing that guy had in the cage? It looked like a crocodile.
Oh,
Alligator.
I think the one guy had a monitor there.
It was
Oh,
big.
Yeah.
He let me touch it. He said it was nice. I touched it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So I'm going to bring this up because just in case you guys weren't there, you didn't get to see it. I actually did a walkthrough, and it was just a real short walkthrough. But
Roger did some nerd stuff.
yeah, I just want to show you guys.
yeah.
Hey, is that Han?
Yeah.
I saw you.
You can spot my my hot dog in the back of my head.
Mind you, this video is like over a minute long.
And you know what? That doesn't even show the exact capacity. Like,
No,
that
because that's
doesn't
just
even.
coming from concession stand up.
Yeah.
There's a whole nother
And the-
side to that.
And the aisles were during the highlights of the show. Those aisles you cannot walk through. Like, this was low traffic.
Yeah.
This was a more low traffic time, yeah.
Yeah.
There's one of them killer carts there. Gonna get you.
But you can see, yeah. And that someone just mentioned that there was a drone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was a drone flying around all day in there. You know, I'd love to see some of that drone video.
There you go,
Awesome.
Dina.
What is it?
Little dog puppies.
He was the snake.
He's the snake man.
You got me with them snakes.
He said, I must have walked 6 or 7 miles around that.
No,
day.
I remember. Now see,
He
he
did
was the guy who looked like he had Savari outfit on. It wasn't him. It was somebody who bought him.
Right.
And I'm like, in my mind, I'm thinking, you a new snake owner. What are you doing with that?
This guy's
Mhm.
I'd have trusted the guy that looked like the professional with the snake,
right. Yeah, I saw someone comment, well, they're putting snakes on dogs. I'm like,
Them snakes was
who
cool.
cares? Who
If they're
cares? if they
snaking their
put it on
dog.
the dog? As long as they don't try to eat the
Snake in
dog.
their dog.
He said they were putting a snake on their dog.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, if it's their snake and their dog, they're good.
It was
Just don't put a snake on me.
there was some for everybody at that show.
Oh yeah.
Some for everybody. You know,
Yeah.
if you were into a very specific style, there was something there for you,
Yeah.
And then it opened your eyes to the different varieties of dogs.
Oh, absolutely. Well, and I think if you came there with a certain expectation of what you remember, what you know as a dog show, I think then you may have been like, oh, this is ridiculous because this and that and this and that, right? Because it isn't the typical dog show.
No.
But I think if you came in there pretty open-minded into what you were going to see, I think you had a hell of a good time. Because if you weren't into dog shows, you just heard about this thing called Rumble in the Jungle and you just wanted to go and check it out, you were pretty damn entertained. Not only were there dogs,
Right.
there were everything you could imagine and all different kind of breeds.
Yeah.
You had even had people that wouldn't necessarily go to Rumble, but they knew a certain dog was going to be there.
Right.
I mean, I don't know how many
Rumble
people
changed Brad's mind. Now he gonna get another dog.
It did. It.
see.
And I've seen them before, but at this one, I seen different levels about it. Good.
Yeah. Yeah, there were some very
John.
impressive. I mean, how could you not love them? You see those little faces?
And that's they're used to be functionality, but now
You're
they're-
cutting in and out, right? Brad, you're cutting in and out. I don't know if it's like the background noise is causing you to cut out or what. But they're like, we can hear about every other word. We're still put it together. But somebody said, a guy said best show he had ever been to. But for sure, I remember Dina the first time we went to a show and there were exotics there. Like you were physically upset, that what you were seeing. Like the dogs, they just couldn't even stand up. They were barely functional.
Remember, I thought there was something wrong. You said, why are you so upset? I'm like, that dog can't move. I
Yeah.
was bawling. I was bawling at the booth. I thought something was really, really wrong with that dog.
Okay.
And
And
then
then
next
this
thing I knew, it was
show,
on stack table, being
yeah,
held up.
this show, we're clearly seeing dogs that were functional. Like
Yeah.
they could stand up, they can move.
Oh yeah.
And there's and again with the exotic, it's even more extreme in the degree that there's no expectation of being, a sporty dog or a dog that can run through your yard for 45 minutes. You know what I mean? Put that dog down. Anybody see that dog? That dog's not for seeing.
That's a secret.
Screenshot.
That's a secret dog.
Down. Pick up the other one. Don't pick up that one.
We do have one available.
Pick up the other one.
Well, not that one.
That's so funny.
Put that dog.
Yeah.
Look at this. Look at this dog. This is 8 weeks old. This is an 8-week-old Ice Age baby.
No ramps, Jack. There were no ramps.
Jack. What's up,
I
brother?
think depressed me.
Midwest came and took over.
Ice
Ice
Age.
Age depressed me.
He impressed me. I was
No, I was like,
expecting
what?
like that smaller golden child frame. Like, I've got golden child kids. I was expecting that smaller frame, nice and muscular. And when I seen him at the rest stop, I was like, holy shit, this is a dog I need to use. Like his frame is a big frame. I like
He moved like a dream.
He was always like real chunky, and we were like,
Watch yourself.
I thought, man, you're keeping this dog too fat. And I mean, he would eat like a horse, but
Watch it.
he just kept getting more and more bone, more and more bone. I mean, Han saw him since he was a
Day
little
one. Han saw him
Right.
since day one.
at 8 weeks. And he just kept growing and growing and just in all the right places. You know what I mean?
yeah.
It was weird.
And he's
He's
a
a
good
big boy.
dog.
That's a big boy.
yes.
Let's
Look at
see.
this.
Maybe I couldn't make it.
old.
This one I had all the pups to take care of, though. We'll go to the next one for sure. Well, at least,
It is one to go to.
yes.
Yep.
At least you
You
stayed
have
home.
to
and
go
took
to
care of
say
your
you've
pups.
been.
Yeah.
And it was not a cheap weekend.
No.
So
But
No,
will we
be
do it again?
prepared.
Yep.
But
I
it's
mean-
invaluable for marketing.
we do it as much as possible. That's the problem.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Take time.
Yeah, I mean, if you didn't go there, with the knowing that you were making an investment into marketing your brand.
Right.
I mean that you get to market your brand, you get to take away that experience, you get to see things you've never seen before. I vote we get a lion next year.
A lion.
I want to pet a lion next.
She got problems.
Oh,
She be
yeah.
exposing dogs is supposed to be.
Well, I mean, it is a jungle, bro. So
That's what I'm saying.
It is.
I want
Tiger.
the people to come back, bring me lions and tigers. And
On
I
the
don't know
way
about y'all, but that
one trophy I was looking at they kept doing the video of the trophy.
hey, where you go?
I think you got text message. I think will make your
Oh,
screen go
somebody
black.
trying to call,
Ah,
So
yeah.
I'm busy. Take a message.
but there
Oh,
was
no.
one trophy on the video, and I said it in the bus. I said, that's the trophy that I need. I need that trophy. And when we ended up going outside, I put Funko in that last show, and he got it. So I brought that trophy home.
Nice.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
See, and that's the thing. Like you went away with something. Everybody went away with something, right? You know, Lil Debbie, best micro American Bully female. Like I wouldn't even imagined that would have happened, but you know,
That
very
girl-
grateful that
Solid brick house.
that we took her. You know, and then you know, and our new stud dog, right, Cocaine Cowboy. I didn't think that he was as popular or known as he was, you know.
Right.
People would come up to the booth and they'd be like, I know that dog. Is that Cocaine? I'm like, yeah, bro, you know, you know, then they ask for pictures or stack and whatever, you know. All of our dogs had some form of fan base, and you don't realize it sometimes until you actually get them out there and start networking with people. So
Yeah. Well, I mean, let me give you a good example. We got Ice Age. He's a Golden Child son, right? And Golden Ticket, Golden Child son.
mhm.
So what do? Like, this is how you're supposed to operate as a breeder. Take notes. So we get Golden Child, we get Golden Ticket, and we get Ice Age together, and we do a stack off, and we record it, and then we post it to Facebook. Mutual love. I tag Jose in it.
Jose, yeah.
Yeah. And then, you know, I post it and I say, here's some couple badass Golden Child sons, blah, blah, blah. Obviously, these two dogs are completely different. You know, everyone's
Right.
going to have their opinion, even if it's dogs of different color. You know, people are going to have their
Right.
opinion. So it doesn't matter. You're opening the people that follow me got to see Jose's dog.
Yep.
Right. The people that follow Jose got to see Ice Age.
Right.
Like, that's how it's supposed to work. That's how
Yeah.
it's supposed to work. Any of that other dumb shit that people are doing is stupid. Like, that's how it's
90%
supposed
of
to
the
work.
time, that's what it is.
You're there to
90% of the
network.
time when you have a stack off, I mean, every stack off that I've ever been in up until probably this weekend has been very friendly, very mutual, very, very considerate of each other.
Right.
You know, it and on that level.
Well, because the community is going to decide whatever they want.
Yeah.
You could
Right.
both stack your dogs up and you could not say a word and you could just be like, you know, handshake, whatever, both share, be mutual. Same thing when Seven stacked up with King Kong. you know,
Right.
and he stacked up with King Kong,
Yeah.
you know, and it was very mutual. You know, Bashar posted a video of Seven and King Kong together. We shared it, you know. He was just like a couple badass bullies, you know what I mean?
Right.
People make at that point, people see the video, they make their own decision. Right.
Right. Because there's different flavors for everybody.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like what I'm looking for in the next stud to go to this female, I may be looking at Seven or I may be looking at King Kong. You know, it all depends on what you think complements your breeding best, right?
Right.
What style of dog? Because there are so many different varieties of these bullies. Even bullies of the same size can be in completely different varieties.
Hmm.
You
Oh,
know?
a different head shape, a different bite, a different color. But
Right.
if you notice, 95% of the time when you're at a show and you're stacking off, it's all good, friendly, mutual. It's the
Yeah.
people at home that aren't there.
That start the
talk
shit.
about-
Always the people
Yeah.
not at the show.
Yeah, it's nobody that's really generally at the show. It's
Right.
the couch judges are like, oh, this is stack off of the century. Well, how you know?
Yeah.
You ain't never even seen either dog in person.
So
So,
it's just
I don't
about
pay attention to
promo,
that.
and I think it's worth mentioning, especially at a venue that big. Like, there's no need to showboat. There's no reason to run your mouth. And you got the opportunity. You could literally stack up with one dog, get done with that stack off, walk down 15 feet to another booth, and be in another one. And
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
like you
I
had
don't
the
know.
opportunity, and there were people everywhere. Everyone was live. We're recording stack off, and you can see there's people all around you, literally 100 people live on Facebook or social media or something. So your dog got a ton of exposure. So whatever the cost is as far as the booth and transport and all that shit, it's
Your
worth
bad bus ride.
it. Yeah. It's worth
The
it
cost of my shoulder.
just on promotion alone.
Yeah, if you got your dog out of the kennel, your dog is on video and on camera on somebody's page. You might not realize it, but it's out there.
Right.
At every angle.
Yeah.
At every
Yeah.
angle. I thought that I was blown away. I've been to, several shows. All of us have been to. I was all day like, wow.
Yeah.
Really.
The energy level still stayed the same from the beginning to the end.
Yeah.
Like it was, people were there to showcase what they had. Whether it was a dog or a reptile, they were there to showcase it. And
And I think it's another
Don't
thing
leave out
that
the monkey.
I think that's another thing. The monkey. I
the
think another
monkey,
thing
Leave out
yeah.
that monkey.
made the hey, it's shut down such a surprise is because the show didn't go into a lull. It wasn't like, oh, this is toward the end of the show, right?
Right.
It's almost over. Like for us, it was still jamming. Like there was a ton of people in there and everything was going. And it wasn't until, the people that run the venue came in and said, it's over, like leave right now. And we were
But that was handled that fast.
Yeah.
Everybody
Right.
take your stuff and go outside. We're going to continue.
Yeah.
Wasn't even a thought. Wasn't even a thought that I'm going to shut these people down.
Yeah.
It didn't even cross my head outside. It was so.
Yeah.
I don't know.
He had his judges grabbing trophies. He had his crew grabbing
Yeah.
trophies, and they was outside set up and ready to rumble.
it's so funny. We were
There's nothing
ready
bad
too.
about
We knew what to do. We took the dogs, we put them in the van, right? Got the van started, AC blowing, dogs were just chilling in the van. She would run up and be like, I need 7. I'd open up the back, get 7 out of the
That's
van.
Jessica. Jessica Lloyd, she's like, you better go get 7. I'm like, right out of the van. Get him out of the van. She said, I'll hold him up. Here I come running.
Yeah.
I'm like,
So
come on,
yeah,
7.
that was an unfortunate part, but just like June said, he'll be tweaking that. He'll be
Right.
figuring that out. And I think
Who expected 3 little Frenchies to stand in the ring for 35 minutes?
this is true.
I was proud of them.
They was throwing toys in front of them, like rolling the ball in front of them.
And June was running.
And them
I thought
dogs-
that was. I hope they don't take that out because that was impressive.
Yeah.
Now, I want to
That was
finish. Did anybody get a video of that of the Frenchies?
I didn't get a video, but I'm
I
sure.
don't know.
I was too busy.
Well,
watching.
maybe the adjustment for that is to move that earlier on in the fun show, right?
Maybe.
Because when you're getting towards the end and these dogs are stacked for 30 minutes,
Yeah.
like you're cutting a lot of time out of other categories, right?
Yeah.
Where you can adjust for that, just food for thought.
Jack wants to know if we're
I
going
hope
to.
personally they don't cut that out because
Cut it out, just move it.
And I think that'll probably be one of the benefits of them doing 2 rings on the next one.
Right.
Oh, absolutely.
Back off. There could already be, 10 other shows going on in the other ring.
Absolutely. And
I want somebody to train my Frenchie to stand there because then that ain't happening right here.
Jack wanted to know if anybody was going to the ABKC North Carolina show. Yeah, I don't know.
Yes,
Are you,
I'm planning on it.
Dina Marie? Okay.
Yes.
I think March Madness
Going there.
this weekend, Samantha will be there. And then Jacksonville for, in my opinion, the biggest ABKC show.
Listen,
Jacksonville.
Jacksonville, I hold Jacksonville close to my heart.
Yeah, I love that show. I love that
That is-
venue. The
That will
hosts,
forever be my favorite show. You know,
yeah, Tone and Pre put on a great
you
show.
there. When Roger
Hey.
and I first started this, we went to Jacksonville with no dog. We had dog, but we went with no dog. And I thought, man, Jacksonville is one of those shows that everything is touched. No stone unturned. That everything just put together. Everything about Jacksonville is what all shows should try to be. And that's just my opinion. Fault me if I'm wrong. That Allentown, you know, there are some shows
The
that
season
really,
opener.
the season opener.
Yep.
Orlando's
Love that
show was
show.
fantastic.
Amelia.
But Jacksonville will forever, ever be my heart show. Like
Yeah,
I
there you
hope
go,
when
Brad.
I'm 90, I can.
There you go,
Where's
Brad.
that baby?
I know. If Danielle will let me, I will hop on a plane Friday night. Somebody will just have to pick me up from the airport.
We'll get you. Don't you worry.
Well, Dino and I was sitting around and we were like, what other show is even remotely close to this that, you know, compared to Rumble? And
The
it was
vibe. Yeah,
Jacksonville.
absolutely.
Yeah.
The energy of the Jacksonville
the
show
energy
is
is the
fire.
same. Yep, exactly.
That would be a show I'd love to take Groot to. Like I wanted him in ABKC shows. We don't have any close to us, so he never got that
There we
opportunity.
go.
Have you ever been to the Jacksonville show?
No.
You've not been to a show yet.
Yeah.
Right.
That's the one.
Like that.
For me, it's the cream of the crop for ABKC shows.
But again,
it caters to a wide variety of.
Hey, I saw a big snake there
Showgoers.
one time too. Man had a big snake on his head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you're right, Han. I mean, it does. It caters a little bit of everything. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I think that's, you know, we look at the formula and we say, what about June show is so big? What made it so big? And I think Jacksonville shares a lot of that. You know,
Right.
whatever that is, whatever it
It's
is.
the style of promotion, you know.
It's the pride in the
style of.
promotion.
Yeah.
Right. The
You
style
can't
of
even
promoting.
say like it's the pride in it. You see the difference in a show that has literally just been like, hey, let's have a show, or a show that is somebody's heart.
Right.
You see the difference as show goers. When you walk into that venue, you already know. The
Right.
first time we walked into that Jacksonville show, I was instantly addicted. I thought I'm not going to miss another show in my whole life. Well, the next show I went to, my dog was green.
I don't know who's getting kidnapped. Do you know?
Right.
I think he's talking
Oh,
about
Brad's
Okay.
getting kidnapped. Yeah. Well, we're gonna leave the bus where it is.
Yeah, I'm definitely not driving that to Jackson.
And Cortez, you're right. Literally, I think no matter what it is you breed, be it, you know, if you're exotics or micros or American bullies or whatever, you know, Frenchies, bring it. There's a place for you there.
Oh, I mean, even if they don't have a class for your dog to show in, if you just bring that dog, I'm pretty sure those people had those, what are they called, Tibetan Mastiffs in there?
Yeah.
Brad and I was blown away.
Yeah,
You can bring it, whatever you want. Whatever you want, and there'd be a spot for you at that Jacksonville show. They will make you feel welcome.
Oh,
It's a complete family environment.
Yeah. No, Joshua, please.
No.
What's the matter?
No. The only way I'm taking a bus on a long trip again is if the seats recline. That's the only way.
Listen, y'all are so cute in your little bus.
You didn't see picture, like we was cuddled up on the floors, like curled up into little balls with our heads cramped up against the seats. It was rough.
Yeah.
Did you die?
I feel like I'm dying.
For a couple days, yeah.
Yeah. We all look like we were at one point.
On that one, Han said, rule number 1, don't die.
Don't die, yeah.
Rule number
That's
1,
the
don't
only
die.
rule.
But did you die? Now you just made all those wonderful memories of your little bus trip.
Oh,
I know, but you should have seen the ride back. We all looked like we were like trauma victims at one point. Like all
I bet when
covered
we all
up.
stopped at that
It's like,
rest
oh,
area, we all
yeah.
look like trauma people.
That's
I
the
was
only
like,
thing
oh,
I change about June's show. If I can find a fucking wormhole and just be in Texas with my dog, that's the only thing I would change.
yeah.
And that's
So-
something out of his control, It's
Brad, what's your next show schedule?
March Madness for sure.
Jacksonville.
Hope's birthday bash. I want to try to make Jacksonville. I will try.
You have to. You have
Yeah.
to. It is Jacksonville, Allentown season opener. I mean, there are just some shows in there. The Labor Day Bully Showcase.
Oh.
That's another show that's well put together.
Well, then you also have BRC's BullyCon. That's always a great
Well, there's
show.
BullyCon. There's March Madness.
Yeah.
I mean, they're really putting on a lot of shows.
Yeah,
Like this next weekend show is 8 shows.
they got June Williams coming for the birthday bash.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna be good.
That will be.
And then you got the Midwest ABKC show that they're putting on. David Robertson's.
Yeah.
Cortez.
March 30th, Cortez. March 30th.
You got to be there.
Got to find it.
You got to be there.
Yeah.
If you don't make it to another show this year, you got to go to Jacksonville.
I'd say
so those are the
They
shows.
give out a ring, a big ABKC ring.
If you like June's show, I think it's one worth going to.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And my first experience in Jacksonville was last year, and it is now on my must go to list.
Yeah.
And same with like BRC's BullyCon. Those are two shows I don't ever want to miss for each registry.
Yeah.
To me they're the epitome of what a dog
I'm
show
super excited
should
about
be.
this weekend. I mean, their shows Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Oh yeah.
Like the way the booths are sold out, and there's still people trying to get booths.
Yeah.
There's going to probably be more people at this March Madness than I've seen in the last couple of years.
I'm excited about it.
That's
I'm
good.
only bringing. I'm not bringing 7. 7's getting the weekend off. Don't come up and ask because I'm going to be sad because he's not coming. But I'm bringing Ice Age. I'm going to make this just a weekend for Mama and Ice Age.
Yeah.
He deserves it.
He
People
does.
see him.
He does. And I'm going to give, Sevy, Machiavelli, they're going to be sad when Mom pulls out without him. I'll probably cry half the way there.
Yeah. For not being a like a sanctioned show, that it was like the final, like the championship of that style of show,
It was.
Yeah.
And not to be heavily affiliated with any one registry.
Mm-hmm.
That show was incredible.
I wonder if
It
any
was.
registries have ever approached him to just sanction the
Well,
The
when
confirmation portion.
he
confirmation.
first started, he was trying to do it to where it was like all sanctions together, all registries together.
Oh, okay.
And I guess some of them, I don't know the whole story, but it didn't go the way it should have went. So he just
Now, that would be interesting. Go to that show and simultaneously earn like BRC points and ABKC points on your when you're showing. That would be interesting.
built that big empire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On his
Yeah.
own.
Oh, hey, let's take a minute. Brad is doing a fundraiser.
Oh,
Yes. Give everybody the
Now
info
tell
on
everybody
the
about what's
fundraiser.
going on with that.
So we're going to try to kick it off the middle of March, shooting for like the March 15th timeline, shooting for 100 different studs. So been sending out messages. We got a lot of people donating already. So there'll be 100 studs up for grab, 100 stud credits. It will be 1 through 300, pay what you pull. So the goal is about $50,000 again for the kids. So half of that goes towards the up program that I work at in Kokomo for the kids there. And then the other half will be going up to Jeremiah there in Rock Island. He's going to split it up between the Rock Island Boxing Club and the Rock Island Wrestling Club there.
Now, explain a little bit about these children. Now, for anybody that doesn't know, I got the chance to talk to Brad this weekend about what goes on in this program.
Mm-hmm.
I was blown away at the pride in his face.
So
talking
we're
about it.
program that I'm working at, me and Kareen work there. It's like, troubled kids, or they're having hard times at school, they're having hard times at home, whatever. But they come there. Every Wednesday is huddle. So on huddle days, we got all the kids that come in. So sometimes we'll have 150 to 200 kids, and we'll either do a big meeting in the gym where Kareen speaks, and then we go through and let each kid speak on the subject, or we started a new thing where we break them down into smaller groups, and each one sits.
Listen, will you please pick her up? I need to see her. Hi, beautiful. Do you have a motor? How's the little motor going?
She growls like the dogs, like it's
Raised by wolves.
yes. So the huddle
Ricky,
days, we just
Send me
started
a
to
message.
break them up into smaller groups, and we put like 10 to 15 kids with an adult, and then give them their one-on-one time to talk. But they
Right.
also have work days, so the kids, they get to pick their work day. We take people contact us in the community that need leaves done, sticks picked up, raking, cleaning up properties, any of that. We take the kids out. They get paid, and then they basically have like a savings account at the store. So they get paid. We go out for 2 hours on their work day. They get 20 points. They can save that money, or we hygiene products, groceries for home, paper towel, toilet paper, candy, snacks, shoes, clothes, whatever they. Most everything in the store is 1 point. So like, we just got a lot of shoes donated to us from everybody. Dina donated.
Right.
We picked up a bunch at the Rumble. Some people have mailed them. So the kids that they don't have shoes, or they don't have nice clothes, they can go in there and it costs them 1 point, basically $1, whatever they want.
Yeah,
And you were telling me about how some kids literally buy everything for their family with the money that they've earned there.
Yeah, there's kids that every week, they're buying toilet paper, they're buying shampoos, conditioners, paper towel, laundry soap, stuff that they need at home. Like, a lot of these kids help carry the weight at the house that they live in. If they're one parent family or whatever, and mom's struggling, the kids are we got the 4 R's, respect, reliability, responsibility, and being ready. And that's what they learn that, and
I think that's absolutely awesome. And if people could, reach out to Brad and, let's get behind this. I know it went really, really well last year. I'd like to see you guys double,
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm sure if you don't have a stud or something to offer up, maybe even a little donation for the kids. Some of these kids are supporting their whole families on just getting that stuff. I know it's a little off topic, but just like we're talking with Brad and the pride in his face that he has for these kids.
it's
I
addicting.
think it goes beyond.
Like, because I've been fortunate raising my kids. So like, I'm used to, them being able, if they want new shoes or a new jacket, you can go buy it. But it's a whole different feeling when you see a 9-year-old kid that says, "Hey, I want to go in here and spend my money on a coat or on shoes." And then because they bought that, their parents didn't have to go out and spend money on that. So it's just a different feeling being a part of it.
Yeah.
Cortez had a question. He said, so theoretically there's 300 spots, 100 studs. You have 1/3 chance of winning a stud credit plus for 300 or less.
Yeah, basically every ticket, you might get a ticket for $1, you might get a ticket for 300, but every ticket will be, a 33% chance of being a winner.
So that's a pay what you pull situation. So if you pull 250, then you got to pay 250.
Yeah,
but your next ticket you pull could be $2, and you would pay $2.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, but in that same token, even if you don't get picked, you've helped a child.
Yep.
Either with their wrestling, their boxing, or these kids who are just going to be happy to get a coat.
The other thing about the studs, I mean, obviously there's a lot of people that are probably willing to donate. Do you put a cap on it? So does it have to be a known stud? Can it be,
No, if it's a nice dog that somebody thinks is, it's got a nice pedigree, or it's got nice structure, or it's a dog that's producing, it can be. And then the one thing we did have to change on this one, we're going to ask everybody that donates a stud that they be willing to coordinate a contract with the winner within 24 hours of winning it, because we ran the last one. There was one certain dog that kind of switched hands a couple times. The winner wasn't getting to use the stud, and it kind of just turned into a big spectacle that shouldn't happen. So
Right. But even in that, y'all stepped up, you know.
yeah, everybody stepped in.
So it's
Right.
fair. It's good. We donated last year. We're donating again this year. I can tell you it ran very smoothly for us.
Yeah.
So just speaking from experience, it's a very smooth, and it's a, way Bully World gets together and we all work together to help the next person out.
Right.
Okay, you guys can go back to the show now. I'm sorry. Yeah,
You're fine.
y'all invited me.
But that's that's one huge positive about the community. We hear a lot of negative about the community, but at the same time, there's a great example of how the community comes together to do something good. And I think it's commendable. A lot of stud owners that are, that one semen collection is worth $5,000 to them, or
Right.
$6,000 to them, and they're willing to give that up to help a kid. I think that's amazing.
Right.
In the same token, somebody could win it who maybe don't have $5,000. They might win it for $25.
Yeah. So not only does it help the kids, it definitely, like I was talking to Ethan Miller
Yeah.
the other day, and he's like, I'll definitely donate whatever stud I got, because the first one we ever did, it helped Ethan basically get the start that he's got. He won credits, and he won. We do little side deals, like if somebody buys 5, you get to breed to this dog, or we'll do a pup back or whatever, and it does help people build their yards if they.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Well,
it's
it
a whole nother networking experience.
gives them to possibly use a stud that they would have never maybe been able to afford otherwise.
Right.
Yeah.
So WBK Bullies want to know, when are you going to start pulling numbers?
We're hoping to have all the studs and everything lined up by March 15th. So we're for the middle of the month.
Okay.
And keep in mind, this is a lot of work for Brad. Be gentle with him.
Oh yeah.
He's got to be on there every night, pulling numbers, taking time.
Yeah.
And that's the easy part. Like, people don't understand it. Like, I'll be live for a couple hours and they're like, oh, that's cool, he did it. Afterwards, though, when you have to go through, like if you pull 76 numbers in a night and then you've got to go through and check the donations page and mark off who paid and messaging people, that's where it gets tough.
I know it's very time consuming.
Hey.
Consuming. But okay, so you're going to March Madness?
Yeah.
Is anybody else on here going to March Madness?
No. Samantha will be there. Samantha will be there.
Wow, okay.
Samantha's filling in.
They know Samantha's coming.
I know.
Samantha.
Rainy Days Bullies will be there.
Rainy's Days. So you're just doing a switch up where she's going to take.
Yeah, I was gone for 4 days at Rumble, and she go take a 3-day weekend at a dog show.
There you go.
She's gonna have more comfortable ride though.
He got to stay home this weekend.
Me stay home?
You're staying home this weekend.
I always stay home. What are you talking about?
I like going to the day.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yep, there it is.
March Madness. So that's the next one. A lot of us are going to. This is a BRC event. You guys, if you haven't been to a BRC event, I think it's definitely worth checking out.
It's a good time.
Let's see. What was
Oh,
it?
absolutely.
Tyler's going, it looks like.
Oh.
Look at just coming.
That's what it says.
Yep.
What? I haven't seen you since Moby Dick was a minnow.
That's the good thing about this. It's like an hour from all of us, so we can finally get Tyler to the house.
Yeah.
Wow, Tyler. Boss moves, Tyler.
Yeah, I haven't seen him forever.
Leaving your house.
Jessica Lloyd.
Jessica
Oh,
Lloyd.
Jessica will be there.
I mean, it's like 5 minutes from her house. She better be there.
Yeah.
She's going to tell me, you go get that dog out of the car right now.
Yep.
Go get that car. Yeah, get him.
Yeah.
I'll hold him up. Thank you, Jessica.
Look at that.
Who's that?
Appreciate you.
Oh,
I'm going to donate some studs.
There you go.
Phew, better be ready.
Ooh.
There's going to be some monsters in this lineup.
For anybody that don't follow Brian, you should probably go follow him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, he might not promote a lot, but when he's got some shit over there.
Josh, it is, was it Brad the Beard Williams?
Brad the Beard Williams on Facebook.
Yeah. Brad the Beard Williams. I'll tell you.
Oh shit! Oh shit!
Oh,
3.
Oscar. Hey,
3 more.
we're
And-
over. Wait, good over. But back to Rumble, I have to say I give it a 10 out of 10. Everything was touched.
Yeah.
Everything was clean. Everybody was well maintained.
Yep.
Yeah.
Did I mention I got to hold a monkey?
Man,
And
that-
cloth.
And everyone's personal experience may have been different. I don't know if we were afforded advantages being in the VIP section. Like, I don't know if being in a regular booth was
Did you see that line?
harder.
I think the exposure level, yes, it was absolutely an advantage.
Yeah.
The amount of people, we didn't go to any other area to stack our dogs. We didn't
No.
have to.
you got so busy.
Everybody migrated towards our booths.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, but every dog in that booth was a monster.
Yeah.
Well, the other advantage was getting in.
And they
You
got
know,
it.
the in and out was easier.
Yeah.
On the VIP side.
Yeah.
So I
Oh
highly
yeah,
recommend
absolutely.
the
There we
VIP.
go.
I mean, you're going to pay for it, but it's
I
worth
think
it.
we needed. We really
Yeah,
needed
absolutely.
Tyler down there with
Yeah.
Shockwave. That
What
would've been-
Tyler just say? Me and what?
he
Him and-
said
It's hard.
he's going to March Madness. He'll be there. He said it's hard to get out of work.
Well, I'm gonna call you off sick.
I mean, I think explosive diarrhea gets you out of anything.
Yeah.
He'll be there Saturday. I told him, like, I think Shockwave was one of them dogs. It's hard for him to get off because he does run the place. So there's really nobody else that can do his job when he's not there.
Right.
Yeah.
Shockwave would have done really well at the jungle.
He'd have done fantastic.
Hmm.
That's a nice dog.
I agree.
You
Yeah,
know,
he's
there were a
he's
lot of nice
versatile.
dogs. You know, there was a dog there, little baby. I want to squeeze that dog.
What's that guy's name again?
Oh, Gilbert.
Yeah, Gilbert.
Gilbert.
Every
Great
time
guy.
I'd see him, he'd be on the other side.
Hmm.
And I'm like, I want to squeeze that dog. It just feels
Yeah.
like, that's one of those dogs. You just want to snuggle it a little bit.
He's got a lot of bad dogs. He's got some females that are just as nice.
I
Oh,
want
yeah.
to see.
Yeah, little baby
I
was
like
nice.
that dog.
I didn't get to see the dog that Richard brought, the female. I don't know if anybody got to see her up close.
I did not. Just the videos.
I
Oh,
saw.
she's stacked. She's stacked with Baby, Be Legit.
Yeah.
Be
I forget.
legit.
I think Bashar has a clip on his story or he made a reel with that female stacking with some dogs.
That's just another case of there were so many dogs there.
Too many dogs.
I mean,
That was
it's
good,
dog
though.
overload.
Yeah, there was like 3 dogs I had in my head. I was like, these dogs I gotta see. And one of them, like, I seen him going towards the ring, so I ran over there, but he was already in the ring. So I'm like, well, that's cool. I'll just sit out here and wait. Well, then I got sidetracked. Somebody needed me, so I walked away. By the time I came back, the dog was already back in his cage. I never got to actually see him.
Yeah,
Yeah. There was a lot of that going on.
Yeah.
there's a lot
I
of boots.
guess I wanted to see Hallmark really bad, but the amount of going over here and getting pulled over there, and it just it dropped in priority.
So Kyle says only real complaint is not enough food for VIP. The VIP
I
people that
plenty.
have their own door at all times, not shared. That was a little weird, Han. When we went outside for a minute,
Yeah,
we had our VIP tags on. We walked outside to smoke, vape, or whatever, and then we go to just walk back in. Right, we've got our VIP. There's people in line. There's a big old line for people to get in, but we didn't.
right.
We had already been in. We just came out to smoke. And boy, she jumped on my ass. She was like, "You get in that line."
You get in that line. You ain't
Yeah,
got
I
no
was like-
dog. You ain't carry nothing. I can easily bring you in, but you better get back in that line.
So we had to stand in a line of like 25 people to get back in the building, even though that's what I told her. I said, "You just watched me walk out 10 minutes ago."
I think that was the one security lady, because at 4.0, like, you had your VIP lanyard on. So
Mhm.
you went outside, and then when you was coming back in, if there was a line, and you stood off to the side of it, they would wave you forward to just go ahead and walk through the metal detectors.
Yeah.
Mm.
I think it was just that one security officer that was kind of taking her job.
Hey, you know.
She said, "You want to go to jail, boy?
She was on a power
Yeah,
trip.
bro. She,
Power
had
trip.
You
hand-
go to jail?"
she shook her handcuffs in front of Roger's face.
She said, "If you come through here, you're going to jail."
That's the same one that told me I couldn't walk outside with my dog because he didn't have his bracelet on. So I had to run all the way back to the booth to get his bracelet and then run him back inside so he could take a shit.
Yeah.
Oh
I
God.
mean,
You're going to jail, remember?
she's kind of accurate though, because if you ain't got a bracelet going out, you ain't gonna have one coming in.
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
just trying to help you.
He said she was crazy. I hope he paid her well.
I'm sure everybody got paid well.
She held down the fort when it came to that door.
Oh, she
Yeah.
did.
Yes, it did.
Yeah, she
Yeah,
was
I'm glad she wasn't armed. She probably would have shot some folks.
Oh, it was tough. It was tough. We need to get her
She was
calmed
holding her
down.
own there. She wasn't scared
I
of y'all.
know.
Somebody to give her a weed brownie and let her calm down a little bit.
Lord,
It was
Lord.
good though.
Yeah.
It was good. It was a great show.
But I
I
think
have to say, anything that was posted out there negatively are things that the show host would have had no control over.
I agree.
Not the show host's fault.
Right.
like that security guard. You couldn't have he
He might have
he
been
didn't know
scared of her.
she was getting crazy.
I mean,
Crazy.
or he'd have been like, you know what? She's perfect for the job.
Exactly. That's what I'd have been like.
You
I'd have
know?
been like,
I
"Dang,
mean,
I just-
she
I'm
was
gonna
doing
do
her
better."
grandma.
job.
She's
She
someone's
was
grandma.
doing her
Fucking
job.
bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah, at a show like that, you do got
Do
to
what she says.
putting their foot down, and she definitely kept
Yeah.
her foot down.
Oh yeah.
Yes, she did.
But you know, congratulations to everybody that went away with something. Everybody that won.
Yeah.
They went in there with a objective in mind, and they came home with it. Or, you know, as simple as I want to showcase my dog. I want more exposure.
Yeah.
Congratulations. You took the trek. It was a hard journey for a lot of people, and I hope you went away feeling like you won. You know.
Hey, why you keep switching us around?
You exited and then came back in.
No, I didn't go nowhere.
Yeah, you did. You disappeared.
Yeah, you did. You bleeped when you should have blooped.
You teleported.
Yep.
You may have found the wormhole to get us to Texas a little bit quicker.
Oh, please save it. Save that.
Listen, you're gonna have those memories for the rest of your lives.
Oh yeah.
You remember that
I'm
time?
playing
Some of those
musical
memories-
chairs.
Not good.
I mean, y'all look so cute in your little bus.
Oh, that was not cute.
Roger said, "Hey, I think we just passed them." I'm like, "Oh, that is them."
Hey, you know how people like they'll hound a certain dog to get the worst picture possible at the worst timing? Well, that's everybody when they're asleep.
Oh yeah.
When you're asleep, you look the worst you possibly could. So thanks, Brad.
No, you guys all looked great. That's why I took it. Like, you guys looked great.
We
posed
looked
you.
great.
He
Yeah,
posed you.
sure. He photoshopped me.
So did
There you go.
anybody have any questions about being a Rumble virgin? We can school you now.
Yeah.
We can help you.
Jessica
I think the
said,
majority of people on here hopefully have experienced it. If not, go experience it.
Yeah. If
It
you
is
have not
unlike
jungle, you need to go.
and I think
If
that
it's at
unlike
this same
anything.
venue, you don't need to bring your fan. Bring a electric blanket,
yeah.
earmuffs. Your dog's gonna be great, but you are gonna be a frozen popsicle.
Yeah, we brought fans,
Yeah.
and I never even used mine. I don't know if anybody else did, but I never turned my fan.
Not inside.
yeah.
I
don't
always
need
did.
fans.
I turned the things off.
Bring a gallon of water, but
Yeah.
there wasn't. I don't think there was an easy place necessarily to fill the water back up, but I ended up using the bathroom to fill the water, and the sinks were just about deep enough I could tilt the jug over and get it filled up.
Yeah.
That's generally how most venues are, though.
Yeah, they didn't have a dedicated filling area for the water,
No,
but they did have a potty area inside the back of the building.
Mhm.
and outside.
And I don't know if they did that on purpose, but I don't know if you guys noticed, but right after our booth, there was like one more booth. And then the rest of the booths were actually shifted forward slightly, which created this long alleyway all the way down. So
Yep.
you
Yeah.
could walk clear to the other end of the building behind the booths with your dog. That way you're not walking amongst all the people, and you could navigate clear to the back of the building via that alley. I used it a couple times to take the dogs back, and it worked good.
Yeah, if your dog was walking in circles and needed to poop fast, you could take the alley really quick.
Yeah.
Yep, absolutely. Absolutely. I
Yeah,
said we
I mean,
all had a
there-
pretty positive experience.
I think there were probably, hey, boy, where you going? There were probably a few people that had, but I think a lot of the stuff that I saw, negative stuff that I saw posted, were from people that weren't even there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
Right.
what I said.
They were negative shit that they were seeing. They saw a picture and they just took some negative connotation from it. They didn't actually.
You know, and that's the thing. Like,
Are you doing?
as he was on it as a show host, he was on it. Whatever was brought to his attention was addressed. It's hard for someone to walk around the entire venue, stick his head in every booth, see exactly what's going on, listen to every whisper. Like, it's impossible.
Yeah.
But what was ever brought to his attention, he addressed immediately.
Yeah.
So shout out to June, man. He threw one of the biggest show I've ever been to.
Yeah,
Sure.
I've never seen that many in attendance at any dog show.
No. I don't know. I know somebody threw a number out there, 6,500. I don't know if that was the actual official number.
It felt it.
I mean, it didn't seem unrealistic, to be
No.
completely honest with you. It was like that video you saw. Wow, that was me. Well, I didn't even walk half the building there. That was from the front door to almost up to our booth.
Right.
And the whole building was like that at that moment.
Yeah, there's a whole nother side and a whole nother back.
Right.
I made a 30
That wasn't even
when it was like the busiest around the ring. I made a 30-second video trying to walk through there. So I'll post that to my page later. And that shows like just how many people were around that ring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, it was crazy.
And everybody was super cordial and kind. And
Right. I don't know how many
talk.
times someone, tried to get by and bump me and was like, "Oh, I'm sorry." I'm like, "It's all good." Or I, actually bumped somebody else and apologies. And no, it's all good.
Yeah.
Everyone was minding their P's and Q's.
Yep.
I didn't feel any hostility in the air. Because
There's
I
no
think
man
everyone,
vibe going on whatsoever.
yeah, everyone was vibing. Nobody wanted to go to jail.
Didn't going to go to jail.
Not on a Saturday.
I kid
Yeah.
you not. June doing that, it's kind of like one of those commercials that constantly plays in your head. So the whole way, our whole trip there, Roger do something, be like, you gonna go to jail?
Yep.
You gonna go to jail? So even little clicky things like that, we'll forever
Stick in your
remember.
head.
You want
Right.
to you hold your dog up like this,
Sure.
you gonna go to jail.
Yep.
You get caught drinking, you gonna go to jail.
Yeah.
Yeah, just little things like that. Just I don't know. It made it fun.
No, I think it turned out, hey, this boy's in trouble.
A1.
I think it turned out amazing, really. I think it's to the point where I think would you quit? Other show organizers are going to have a hard look at what's going on there.
Hey,
See
Right.
if they can figure out a way to replicate it, because whatever the formula is, it's working. Now,
Mhm.
obviously, it's in Dallas, Texas. Obviously, I don't know what the population of Dallas, Texas is, but that's usually beneficial, because a lot of shows we go to, you go to a BRC show, you go to ABKC shows, lots of times they are not in major populous cities. Like they're in small towns, and
I
obviously
don't even know that it's that, because did you see the ring when they had best out of state?
I was gonna say that like his show brings so many out of state people.
no, but I'm just talking about,
It's one show once a year.
I'm talking
It's
about
promoted
just
forever.
just
Like
people that-
Jacksonville.
Right.
It's a show host that does one show and puts everything they have into it.
Right. But if you live in a city, let me see.
Hopefully he does a one show in the Midwest.
Hey. He'll get the numbers, that's for sure.
I'm gonna keep putting that little bug out there, and
You don't want to ride that bus
Yeah.
again?
So, just for instance, roughly the population of Dallas, Texas is 1.2 million people. right? So
Roger's gonna get nerdy on us.
if he's if he's promoting, which he is, right? It's set up in a major city, and he's going to pull people,
No.
local people, just to come to watch.
Well, I mean,
When
look
you
at
set
it.
up
Okay,
your-
so
You set up your show in Bethlehem, population 750. You know, you're not, as far as spectators are concerned. That's all.
mhm. Well, you have Little Rock, Arkansas, which is not far away. You got your Austin, your San Antonio, your Houston. I mean, those are just cities in Texas. Those are major cities in Texas. But you know, you in the South to Dallas, you know, you're looking at like 6 hours drive.
Right.
You know, from another major city outside of state. For us, I mean, we committed to going and put in 20 plus hours on this drive one way.
But did we go
You
to
know,
Bucky's?
so
We did.
But
I
if you
think
look
you
at
did.
if you look at other shows, Jacksonville's another good example. Jacksonville, huge population, huge city. So when it comes to just attracting spectators that could potentially be people that get involved with the breed because of coming there,
Right.
those major cities are a big advantage.
Yeah.
But I still think
Yeah.
it goes back to what the show host puts in to the promotion of that show.
Well, that's what I just said.
You think about Jacksonville. Jacksonville's probably already sold out.
I'm
It's
sure it
probably
is.
sold out months ago.
And he starts promoting it way
That's,
early.
you know, he and Pre one show
Mhm.
they put their whole pride into.
Right.
Because when you hear, and sometimes I'll miss it, and thank God, like, you know, Hannah or someone will catch it, where he does the initial post and says, "Hey, we're going to start selling booths," and it's
You gotta get
way
on.
before the show.
Oh,
If you don't get one that night, you ain't getting one.
Yeah.
Like, you
yeah.
have to be on it because it sells out instantly.
And the nice thing
Allentown's
about
a lot.
that, Tone offers it to guests who bought the booth prior year, you know. So
That goes back
If
to
you-
that
if-
pride, you know.
right. You know,
Put
he's
your pride, your heart into it.
you have if you book a booth for Jacksonville and you don't jump on that invite to re-buy the same booth,
Mm-hmm.
good luck getting one later on.
Yeah.
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 'Cause one year we ended up right outside the bathroom in the back of the building.
Yeah.
Still worked out. It was still all right.
Yeah.
You know, people were like, "Hey, we're going back here to the shitter at C7." Yeah, but
At least you didn't have far to go.
yeah. Actually, believe it or not,
That was actually a good spot.
I was going to say, you know, the weird part was the
That's
more
right.
I sat there, the more I thought, you know, this is a pretty decent spot
It was a
because
good
everyone's got to take a piss like every 5 seconds.
spot. And you're a straight shot to the front door.
Yeah, we had
Yep.
a steady flow of traffic. Yeah, we were right there by the door to take the dogs outside. It worked out pretty good. But you know, hindsight, I would have been further inside where all the people were. But no, it actually worked out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Boy.
Isn't it funny how like after you go to show song, you're like, no, this my booth. This where I sit. This my
Yeah.
hotel.
All
I
right,
stay here because it has the most grass. Like when you're going to dog shows, you think like I know Han will say, "Where are you staying?" I was like, "Well, I checked out these hotels. This one's got the most grass."
I know. Yeah.
It's crazy, like the things that you have to think about.
And you
But
do
you
that.
ever sit back and look at how fortunate? I mean, we are all so blessed. We get to travel with people, with our dogs, meet new people every other weekend.
Yep.
We're blessed. I mean, it's like a dream. I mean, you know.
We are.
pay attention to the screen, Dana.
Oh, what's that?
And then we got Pre jumping in.
Hello.
Hey.
Hi, Pre. I'm working on my dance moves. I swear. I'm gonna get up there in that class, and I don't want to embarrass you. So just give me some
I don't
time.
want to embarrass you.
You're going to get embarrassed.
Give her a little time.
Listen.
Just play fancy. Just play fancy.
Oh,
She'll take it from
man.
there.
Yes, I can move
Just-
slow. Y'all ever seen
You ever-
Priya at the dance class thing she does?
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna tell you right now, she could be on the next rap video. She's like, "Come on, girls!" I'm like, "Oh gosh, she be trying to kill me. She be trying to kill me."
Hey, Bree, how you doing, man?
What's
Yeah, the
up,
only
Bree?
one thing Dina does worse than dance is sing.
He asked me not to. I tried to serenade him one time.
Yeah.
Boner killer.
You're not supposed to say that out loud.
Now it's out there.
You're not supposed to say that out loud, bro.
Oh,
It's just no. She's perfect in
I'm
everything
singing
she does.
did y'all not hear I'm singing the national anthem at the Jacksonville show?
Are you?
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
First
I'm
time
doing
in
Reba's
history.
version.
I'm selling
Oh.
earplugs. That'd be $5 a pair.
We're not
Oh
lying.
man, you know what I'm excited about? My boy Antonio Vincent has a food truck at the Jacksonville show. I've been following this dude for years because if anybody knows me, I fucking love food. And I started following him because of his food, and then realized he was in the bullies. And I'm like, oh, dude, I like this dude already. You know, so Antonio Vincent with the governor's place.
Yep. I'm gonna tell you right now.
Dance either.
Of all the shows, Jacksonville owns the food.
Oh yeah.
For sure. Yeah, only one I would say even close to competes would be Allentown because of the Amish market across the street.
The market,
Oh, I
yeah.
love that market.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
I love it. And hey, let me teach you all a little secret about the market, okay? You go there in the morning, well, you just wait till later when they're getting ready to close. They start marking all their food down.
What is behind you?
That's my naked cat.
That's the stripper cat.
Like the way it was crawling, I thought there was a possum going under the blanket.
There's a chupacabra.
She ain't got no hair.
Awesome.
She feels like a Brunswick pool table.
You gotta censor that thing.
Why?
It's naked.
It's
naked.
Feels like a pool table.
She does. She's real soft, like a pool table.
No, that is not a bully cat.
Well, I mean, it kind of looks like one.
It does look like the bully cat.
She is a bully.
Yeah.
I've had her for years.
And we ought to do this just like we did for June here with the Rumble review. We should do that with Jacksonville. We should do it with all the big shows.
Absolutely, yeah. Oh yeah, that's gonna be a good one. And you know they offer a stack. They have a stack off.
Yes.
What?
Well, I mean, I don't think it's worth going to unless it has a stack off.
It's good that you guys.
You know what?
It gives the people that don't.
Let's just put this out there.
What?
Okay.
No.
Jacksonville is where 7 stack off career started. So for 7, like we went over there just to mess with Roger. Why'd you mute me?
Because you're giving away
It's a mutiny.
No.
Don't be doing.
But that's where it started for 7.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, it absolutely. My gosh, when they gave me that belt, it was way different than. I just couldn't believe it. I thought, are you kidding me? You know, because in my mind, 7 was a show dog.
Yeah.
And then I remember I was standing with Josh Yalla. I said, Roger's over there on that stack stage of Machiavelli. You think I should take 7 over there and mess with him? He's like, yeah. And man, when I won that.
Good job, Josh.
I remember watching that live.
I'm telling you, it shocked me.
Yeah.
Like it shocked me. Like I was proud, you know. And there is not one stack off or award that boy has won. It just makes you so proud. Like so proud. You know, you're just like, man, he did it. You know what I mean? It's just I don't know. It's just something I can't.
Yes,
but it started in Jacksonville.
They got something cooking for the stack off.
Oh
They're
man,
not telling us exactly.
More incentive to show up. More incentive to show up.
Yeah.
This way.
I'm so looking forward to that show. I love that show.
I can't wait for him to spill it either. But like I said, and it was so, like, for me, that was my first show I ever went to without a dog. And then to go there and my boy 7 went a stack off. I can remember the year that, Jeremiah was up there and I was weaseling my little way up to that stack off stage and I couldn't understand why Sam and Roger was in the back. I was like, wow, I love this. I was instantly like, I'm in my lane. I love everything about this. Everything about this. Like, minus, Jeremiah, he get a little rowdy.
Maybe.
Had me scared there.
You can always expect that.
But, there's not one thing at 7 wins that I don't cry. Every time.
Yep.
And I cry the whole way home. Like,
what's funny is Dina talks to, what's his name? Jeremiah all the time, right? Completely different person than he is on the stack off stage. Completely. I was talking to Matt Seibenthal today, and same thing. He was talking to Jeremiah and said he was a really good guy. Like he didn't realize like he was such a solid dude. So weird, like that just his personality is to turn it up on stage, right? Yep. But he's not walking around like that all day. Like that's just what he is on stage.
And sometimes on people's lives, he always tells me, Dina, you gotta do this. And I'm like, oh no, Dina, no. We all got our styles, okay? I'm just gonna stand up there and cry. You do whatever you do. I mean,
and she ain't lying. She ain't lying. She cried later on that day. She cried when we got back to the hotel.
I do. I mean, you're just so proud. And I don't know how you can't be because it's an honor. Number one, it's an honor to stand on that stage with all those freaking amazing people and their dogs.
Yeah.
And then even if you don't win, it's just an honor to be there. We should just there's just so much to be thankful for. So much.
DSV, there's a lot of variables to consider there, but typically a stud is going to recover pretty much fully within 24 hours.
Yeah.
So it's not unusual for a stud to get collected daily for 3 or 4 days in a row. You will see stud owners shut a dog down for a period of time to let them recover, but no, you shouldn't have. The only situation you may see is typically studs will produce way more than what's needed for one breeding. And typically there are some times where a stud will have 2 breedings in one day. So they'll have to split the semen and split it, send half to you and half to someone else. But even that is generally more than a breeding unit. So not really. Now, if the dog has some kind of health issue and his production is low because of a health issue, then that's another situation.
Whole nother situation there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, if they get sometimes you put a stud on we had to figure this out the hard way. Say your dog gets an ear infection. You have to be very, very careful if you have a busy stud as to what antibiotic they put that stud on.
Yep.
Because that antibiotic will kill the semen. You don't know. It's something you learn.
The hard way.
You learn it the hard way.
Well, that's the thing. Like with antibiotics, it wipes your system of good and bad.
Yeah.
Right.
It's a reset,
But if you do have a busy stud, you can tell your vet. If you have a good vet, they'll look it up and, prescribe an antibiotic. Now, I have found out that it keeps the stud semen good.
Yep.
It does. But like I say, as stud owners, you have to learn those things. Things you wouldn't even think about until you get a busy stud and you're like, whoa, what you mean? And then you go to the crazy, like, oh my gosh, we got to test this every day, blah, 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 But it could be something just as simple as they're on an antibiotic.
Typically for freezing, we'll package at 200 million for a frozen unit. So yeah, I mean, it did. Honestly, it only takes 3, to get it depends on how close you can get them to the eggs, You can put 3 sperm in there if they can get there. But the point is to have as many, have a reasonable amount. That way, some are not going to make it, some are going to turn the wrong way. So
Also,
200
speaking on
million
studs and semen, like when vets get it, of course it's chilled. A lot of times you'll run into where maybe it's not a reproductive vet, maybe it's just your local vet or something. We hear a lot about this semen's not moving as much. Then you get a call back in 20 minutes. This semen's going hog wild.
Yep.
They're not wanting to give it enough time to heat up.
They gotta warm it up.
Yes,
Mhm.
absolutely.
Because we had one, I can't remember what stud it was. We had one, it got fairly cold. It was a winter shipment, and it got fairly cold even though we put it in the regular box. And it was in excess of 30 minutes. Because they weren't trying to warm it, they just left it out in the room to warm up. They didn't have a warmer. So it took in excess of 30 minutes, and it was all crazy live again, moving. But yeah, a lot of reproductive vets will not give it a proper amount of time. They'll just call it dead.
Right. You got to warm that. You got to warm them things up. There's millions of them. Takes time.
Yes.
That's right.
And
I did that in my West Virginia accent. You like it?
Up.
Yep.
I'll listen to that, baby girl.
All right, kids. It's 9:10. We are at our normal 9:00 hour.
I'm starving.
That's right. We're gonna go let
You
this
want me to make you some ramen?
Me too.
Meatballs.
meatballs.
Oh, I can make you some meatballs. What about some beef
I
stew?
know.
I tell her all the time
Sounds
when you
good.
come to make her meatballs because they're amazing, and she makes them jelly meatballs.
Hey, Han likes
Wait,
them.
wait, hold on a second. I'm getting second grade meatballs.
Yes.
No,
You're not getting the good stuff. I promise you.
look. Hi, Gil.
Look, she's trying to
Hi.
change the subject.
I think my heart's broken.
That's right.
I'll make you some. Listen,
my heart's
the
broken.
best time Han came over and I said, Han, I made what was it? Meatball sliders.
Oh yeah.
But I made different meatball sliders. But I still made Han his whatever,
meatballs.
the jelly meatballs. Okay, I still made those. And I came in the house and here's Han. He's got his jelly meatball on top of a piece of bread. He said, "This what you mean by meatball sliders?"
Oh yeah.
I said, "No,
Yeah.
they're over there in the other pan." He was trying to make his own meatball slider on a piece of bread
That's
and put
funny.
his little meatball on it. God love him.
That's
I was like,
funny. I
no.
Perfect. Yeah. Always a good time.
That's right.
You want me to sing a little Reba before we go?
Okay. On that note,
Mom
folks.
and Dad, a little bit of perfume.
Hey, but just real quick.
Go ahead. Roll with it.
Congratulations to all the winners at Rumble.
Yes.
You did your thing. Well deserved. Gambit took the confirmation show. Huge congratulations.
Yep.
7 with the Extreme and the Fun show. Huge congratulations. Brad took home some badass freaking trophies that I wish we only had the baddest micro American bully female and they didn't compare to the trophies you guys got. But
did you get it?
I can't complain.
Trophy?
I can't complain because I'm bringing the accolade home.
What about
I mean?
when Zeb gave 7?
Oh yeah, King of the Jungle.
Yep.
I can't lie, I cried.
We watched it.
I cried.
I didn't get to see it.
That's so very. Did y'all see that trophy? It's so cool.
And that trophy was heavy.
Yeah.
It was so cool. But man, to be picked for that, that's
Not
a
only
win.
that, he picked you while you was out there with a big group. That's a big group of dogs out there.
That was so exciting, though. You know what I mean? That's an honor. Like, I don't know. I can't talk about what y'all cry. Okay, cry.
Oh,
right. Oh yeah, the the runner-up best in show G thing.
Yeah,
that's a really good looking dog. Really good looking dog. Be Legit taking his age class in Extreme. A lot of well
a big winning day
deserving
for
dogs.
everybody.
Yeah, absolutely.
Anybody that brought home hardware from that show should feel really
It's well
proud.
deserved.
Yeah.
Yep.
No matter if you took first, second, or third, each one of them categories was big, and
Was
really congrats
packed.
to anybody that even went out there, because
That's
a
right.
lot of people don't. They sit at home, they talk their trash, but they don't ever get in the ring. So anybody that went out to the biggest platform there is and put your dogs in that ring with all them dogs, congratulations.
Absolutely.
And
Yep.
hats off to those little Frenchies out there.
Yeah.
They're still stacking.
They probably are. Like, I mean, that's impressive. I was like, whoa.
They probably have a concert right now in that same hall, and those Frenchies are still staying.
Man, when
That's
he
funny.
went running by them, and then they were blowing whistles and everything. They were not moving. They were deadlocked on their owners and not moving.
Yeah.
Hey, look, folks, if you don't know John, I got his name right up here on the screen. Go find his Facebook, because
Yeah.
if there's some
You
kind
will
of
not be
drama,
disappointed.
if there's some kind of drama bullshit going on in the bully community,
I love
he
it.
will make it the most hilarious shit you've ever seen in your life.
No, he
Right.
said, I told you don't go outside. I told you don't post on Facebook. Oh my gosh. Hans, did we not sit here for almost hours
Oh my God.
rolling?
Just laughing at his
Rolling.
reels. Yeah.
Listen, I don't get jokes, but I get his jokes.
He's a funny,
Yeah.
funny fella. I
But
love
you know what? You meet him out in public and you're like, this the
You
man
ain't the
that does all
same
the
guy.
funny
You
stuff.
ain't the same dude.
He's real quiet.
You ain't the same dude. He's
But
quiet, reserved.
He's freaking awesome.
Yeah, when my
Awesome.
RC broke down on the way back from the jungle last year, I didn't even know John, and he had reached out. He's like, "Hey, I'm not too far away from you. What do I need to do? What do you need?" Like, I didn't even know.
Aw.
And I just made a post where I was broke down, stranded. Dude messaged me, "Hey, what do you need?" So yeah,
That's awesome.
Yeah.
he's good people.
Listen, I
Absolutely,
watched
yeah,
his
that's
videos
great.
though. I like the way he stack a dog.
We got to share. Let's do this before we go. We got to share this because this is the one recently that I thought was pretty funny.
Oh no, they're hysterical.
Let's see this.
What bathroom at?
It's already on my page.
What the park?
It's already on my page.
Hey man, what do I go buy?
It's already on my page.
June, dude talk crazy about punching him in his face.
You going to jail?
I ain't doing that. Hey June, where the food truck
It's
at?
already on my page.
Yo, June, what the bathroom at?
It's already on my page.
Oh, God.
I love it.
And, I mean, he covers as many details as possible.
He does.
Everything.
Everything. You want to
It
know
happens
something?
2 minutes
you got a
later, he's on
question?
there.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh,
you have to love it because some of the stuff is just so dumb. He makes light of it, and you're just like,
Yeah.
oh my god, I love this guy.
you're going to jail. Yep.
He's
There-
going
honestly,
to jail.
there's times when I post stuff on Facebook and I'm like, okay, John won't make anything out of this. Like this is the work as a bully breeder. You don't want to be the feature of John.
No.
You don't want to have.
No.
No, I just
No,
want to laugh
you-
at it. I can't.
Stay on his good graces. You will
Yeah,
go
stay off
viral.
the radar.
How about the one where he's stacking the dog and it's all out like this, and he says they look like, and it runs away. They're related. Oh my god! I mean, that stuff's hysterical. You great stuff. Great.
All right, we appreciate you guys, especially the 30 some of you that are still hanging on after 2
I
hours.
know.
You want me to sing fancy?
Half hours. No.
We'll get a whole crowd.
Here, let's do this. Hold on.
Put that baby up there.
Already looking
Oh,
for
damn.
He's looking for the
I
mute
mean,
button.
Yeah. All right,
grab
guys.
that beard.
We're gonna call that's a plug for the wall, not for your mouse.
I'm gonna sing it.
Oh no, don't forget to check us out, guys. If you're catching us on Facebook and you do podcasts, we're on all of the podcast platforms, and we're also on YouTube. We definitely have more and more YouTube people. Even if you don't watch YouTube that much, bounce over to YouTube, give us a sub. Hit that little bell. It helps us grow the page there. And
Don't we got something special coming up for YouTube?
We were
watchers?
going to. Yeah, we're going to. I tell you what, I'll warn you this. With 29 or 30 of you that are on there right now, you want to go subscribe to the YouTube because literally there's something coming for YouTube that you will not want to miss. And someone just asked me for a link, so I'm going to.
I'm going live in concert.
Pop it
Just
in
let the
there.
cat out of the bag.
That is definitely not it. I would not put any person through that particular thing. Okay, so I'm dropping the link. All right, just hit that link right there.
Bam.
And should be going to everybody that hit Facebook, it hit YouTube. Okay, if you're watching on my personal, unfortunately, when I comment here, it doesn't show up on my personal for whatever reason. Hey, somebody pinned it. That was a good idea.
I did.
We're getting
I
beat
did
up
it.
over there, Brad.
Got you.
She's rough.
Yeah. Go check out the Facebook, subscribe. We're going to be doing a huge giveaway, and you guys are going to want to be involved in that. And I'm just mentioning this toward the end of the show. So, in the middle of the show, we've got, 100+ people watching. They don't get to know about this. Only the people toward the end get to know.
That's why I brought it up.
That's right.
I feel exclusive.
That's right. All right, guys, we appreciate you. We're going to call it a night, and you have a good evening. We'll see you next week. I have a guest lined up for next week. Unfortunately, he hasn't confirmed the date yet, so I don't want to say anything, but it's definitely one you're going to want to tune into. All right, guys. We'll see you later.
Appreciate you all.
Bye.
See you guys soon.